That's a party.
Before we like started this, I would just be like, all right, pint of whiskey. All right, that's fucked unedible. Bully my pen. Start drinking. I'm like, all right, the world's disappearing. I'm having a fun time. Oh fuck, King of the Hill's on. I guess I'm enjoying this.
Oh man, goddamn.
That's right, I got Oreos.
Oh yeah, you do have Oreos.
You still have
Can I eat
those?
my Oreos?
Do whatever you want.
Yes!
All right,
We're getting blitzed tonight, sweetie.
We're gonna kick this off. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the End of the Crypt podcast. This week, as you guys can see on camera, we have a whole band. I invited them, and normally they're like one or two shows up, but we have Humanity Decayed. Guys, introduce yourself.
Oh, starting over here. I'm Kevin. I play rhythm guitar.
Brooke, I'm doing bass and vocals.
Cole and I play the drums.
Carl, guitar.
He thinks.
So
Don't
these
shade
guys,
already.
this wasn't on a whim, so I told you guys about it. Now I'll bring it up for the podcast. We haven't talked about it. So I opened up Facebook. I'm sitting in the bathroom. And I'm at work. I'm like, this band wants me to like their
find
Facebook.
us.
This band wants me to like their Facebook. I'm like, I need to, before we do that. And I listen to it, and I'm like, holy shit, they're good. And within the first half of the song, I shoot the message off. I'm like, everyone listen to these guys now. By the time I got the song, too, I was like, hey, you want to be on our podcast? And here we are. So thanks, you guys, for joining us.
Thanks
It's
for having
awesome.
us out.
Yeah.
So we normally kick off this episode. We talk about our week, so we call it the Grave Dive. So did you guys have a good week? Everything good?
I worked.
Oh, the sexy noise of a Guinness.
I think there's one more in there if you wanted to.
Oh, I know we're working on beer. Never mind.
It's a decent week. Still upright.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm on the right side of the ground, so I don't know. Just pretty much my week has been grinding this set to make sure that I'm on it, because this is my first show playing bass and vocals for this band. So it's I got to make sure that I'm on point.
Also, I haven't said this yet. I appreciate your Unto Others shirt.
Oh, thank you.
underrated,
Thank
so.
you. I love
They're a
this
good band.
Yeah,
Definitely one of the best bands to begin with you.
Yeah, I have been like the last couple of years. I fucking fell in love with this band. I got more into kind of like goth rock, and this is like the perfect meeting of like, oh yeah, what if Downing and Tipton were in like Sisters of Mercy? Like this is fucking great.
So if you had to pick, Typo Negative or
What,
Unto
to fall
Others?
apart?
They're
Don't
different.
answer
I mean,
that.
Typo Negative just has a far broader discography, so like we'll have to see if On Others gets there. Typo 2 is like just I don't want to go off on it because I could fucking give a podcast on just Typo Negative.
You can just do a solo cast.
Yeah, just one of the most
Alright,
one
we'll
of the
all
most
step
unique
out now.
bands. I think.
You have the floor.
Yeah, we'll go outside.
All
Okay,
right,
bye,
cool.
guys.
Bye.
Is his name Corey?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you never told
We
me
love
about
you,
that,
Corey.
man.
Yeah,
How
that
big
was
is
a
Peter
shit.
Steele's thing?
I've never seen it.
A
So.
legend.
It's probably like 9.
I
A good 8.
Um,
All right. Well, I give the floor to you.
Testimonial.
You
No,
don't
I
have
just-
that picture in your...
describing a horse penis is about the same thing as describing Peter Steele.
There you
Yeah,
go.
as soon as
There you
Typo Negative gets brought up, somebody's got to fucking bring up Peter Steele's dick. It's just like, it's just inevitable. No, it's like, what's that?
No
shit, I
ass.
guess
We only hope
I guess we
someday.
better talk about Tommy Lee too while we're
It's
at
known
it.
as the white mandingo. Be afraid.
What is that like?
We can only
that
strive
thing where
to
it's
be
like
there.
every online argument is one step closer to somebody like
Yeah.
equating the other person to Nazis. Like Typo Negative's like that with Peter Steele's dick. It's just always going there.
Yeah.
Electric call most of the same.
Jeez.
Not half bad a root.
Bad start.
Anyway, my week was okay.
Until now. Until we found out
Yeah.
Peter Steele's dick.
Just flopping in the wind.
Yeah, 5 minutes into this episode, we're already talking about
That
dicks.
bitch
That's
was
a
too
new
heavy
record.
to flop.
How are you guys? You have a good week?
It's must have been a little. So we're all working, grinding. We had to call off last week. We're supposed to play in Hagerstown. We had some family emergency business to take care of, and we got the poster behind you. We're grinding real hard for that fucking May 5th show.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited
And,
for that.
It'll be the first show he's doing double duty for. It should be a. I mean,
Be a
we're
banger.
ready to party for it. So
Yeah.
Stoked. I cannot wait for that. Yeah, we had that. So during the pre-crypt jam, for those of you who are watching, we had their banner up. These guys are playing at Love Drafts with Ingested, Devourment,
Organectomy.
Organectomy.
Extermination, dismemberment.
Yeah, because I'm sure most of the people who watch us are, They're from one of them's from Jersey. One of our main friends is from California. They were probably looking at that poster like, I can't read shit.
Yeah, you should fly in, dog.
Yeah, ours
Like,
is
it'd
like
be great.
probably the most legible.
Honestly, yeah, yours is the most legible out of all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the guys
We need to
from-
work on
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
shameful. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
on us.
That's
The
what
hell
that
kind
thing
of
was
death
so
metal
good
band
on,
are you?
like-
I'm sorry.
We can read it. It
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Shame, all of you. Do it again.
If I walk into a store and they could read your logo, you did something.
Posers.
Yeah.
Hold
Oh,
on,
you wear
hold
those.
on, hold on. If it's readable, that makes it dad metal, and that's cooler.
I'm a dad, so
Yeah.
Is that why it's
band
readable?
are
Did you design it with you?
Yeah.
I did.
Dad
I'm
core,
old.
you know?
No, the kid, he ripped it from his kid. Is what it was.
Yeah.
You were like, is this looking metal enough? And everyone was like,
Yeah, Dad, that looks good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
The
job,
dudes
son.
up ahead, the Betrayer, they're from down in Hanover, so they're another local band. They're also opening that guy up with us, so that'll be fun.
I think it's awesome to see so many local bands on
There's
this
a
bill.
lot of good. There's actually like what's funny is it's over the last few years. There's been a lot of good like local death metal bands that have come up. You guys were talking about Torture Ascendancy earlier. Those guys are. I mean, they're fucking good at what they do. Verminox,
Oh,
really fucking
yeah,
good.
they and when we seen them live at Love Drops with Midnight, their guitarist almost looked bored on stage. Like you're just
Don?
kind of, yeah, you just kind of stand there. He's just like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm
Don.
like, dude, are you like, did you just get off of work or?
Donna's a really fucking good. He's just a great musician.
He's been doing this for.
He's been doing it
He's a
forever,
regulator
yeah.
by all
Yeah.
means.
I mean, and to give them their defense, I mean, they for some reason Love Drafts had Midnight set their kid up like mid stage.
They do that a lot. We played what is that, about a month ago with Summoning
Yeah.
Glitch. Yeah, and they usually let the headliners and stuff set their stuff up back in the back, and then everybody else sets up in front of you. So you'll probably see that next week where Colton will be in front of another drum set, and then Brooke will have.
Yeah,
press
but, like,
all the way to the
so
front
when
of the
Midnight did it,
stage.
they
I'll be,
weren't
like, on
shifted
the-
back.
they were
Like,
shifted-
they only
yeah,
had a
yeah,
catwalk to play
yeah.
on. I'm like, geez, that
Yeah.
sucked.
It's
That's
a-
why Chris was down in the the crowd
Yeah.
most of the time. Doing
Yeah, because he had no place to
Yeah.
stand.
I think you gotta set up too in front, like extra in front of the drum kit, because like where the drums are set up, about 2 feet in front of that's where the crease is,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's where there's like a dip and
There's
a
a
dive,
dip in the yeah.
and you gotta set up even in front of that.
Yeah, so they need a little stage work.
It's great though. Like I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
compared to-
great local
compared to-
venue.
yeah.
Oh, it's amazing food and amazing booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, their prices aren't bad. I'm happy to see them supporting metal.
Oh,
because
for sure. Yeah.
They're like HMAC had a few good metal shows last year, but they really like strive themselves on like the hip hop or the emo night.
Yeah.
Love Draft just like metal bands. That's what we do. Bring the metal bands.
And
That's-
they like it's embraced over there. Like that. Were you at the Municipal Waste show?
no,
That was
unfortunately,
really awesome. to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
That place was packed, and
Was
it was
it?
awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
I've
told
yet to see them live.
I told
They
you
were
should have
awesome.
gone, but no.
What
yeah,
happened?
and
that
we
couldn't
actually
go?
we were
There
gonna
was
go see
something.
Necrogoblicon on this pass through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not what their singer like. The dude from Dying Fetus is great. But
Yeah.
Necrogoblicon's amazing though. I saw him with Guar up in Reading. That was one hell of a show.
So, Cryptcast, how was our week? We have a good week. Okay week.
Until she got.
I
bit by
am
the snake.
glad it's Saturday and I do not have to adult tomorrow,
Woo!
which is why I just ate 3 Oreos.
Oh, Jesus God, she'll be sleeping in 20 minutes. Lucas?
Lowest tolerance of all.
Those aren't
It's a
regular.
regular
snakes, are
week.
they?
Just nothing really.
I'll take my humble bow on things that happened. I feel like I did my due diligence. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Mason?
I lost $1,000 in brakes. I'm upset about that.
Ooh,
Fuck inspections. They worked perfectly. You didn't
I
need
bought
new
tires
ones.
2 weeks ago, so I feel your pain.
Daimler's out in New Bloomfield. They always give good deals. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just saying, they just give good deals.
The deals in Dillsburg.
Better than that. I only spent $300 on
We got
4 brand new
deals
Coopers.
in Dillsburg.
Between there and barracks.
Josh, how was your week?
That shit was slow.
Is that a Volvadine hat?
Yes, it is. We're supposed to fucking see them, but they had to cancel.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
had
that's
our
right.
we
Oh,
had
yeah,
our
the
tickets
Unique
for the
Legion.
Unique Legion
Yeah.
tour. We were all pumped for that, and then they had to cancel.
Chup.
These
Oh,
dudes,
it's so
they're
sad.
fucking nuts. I
I
want to
love
see them
them.
live.
Them, like top tier for me, so we can like let's kick this off this way before we get into the band. You guys have top tier bands you want to see? So for like me, it's Volodenia and Aborted. And if they somehow paired together, I would probably die.
You mean like current bands?
Yeah,
Like right now?
or it could be older bands like.
Like today.
I want someone to give me a loan so I can go see Metallica. How about that?
I almost bought tickets to go to the 72 Seasons show in MetLife on day 1 because I refused to see Pantera. I absolutely refuse it. I love original Pantera, but that is not Pantera, but that's besides the point.
Oh, that's cute. You changed your tune real quick.
But
No, he's been saying
No,
that.
I got work. Oh, I'm gonna go see Pantera and Hershey.
I was going to.
I don't believe in anything the dudes are saying.
well, no, as far as Phil goes, and a lot of the drama with Phil, the shit that people are bringing up is like 5, 6, 7,
Probably
10
more
years
than
old.
that, yeah.
No, he's been saying dumb shit
He's
for
been-
a long
and
time.
yeah,
He's been
just-
doing
yeah.
dumb.
But like as of recently, the only reason why the bassist came back is he was like, dude, if you want to do this, that's fine, but you need to fuck straighten your shit out because
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with you. Because obviously there was issues with him and Pantera to begin with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would have loved to because Lamb of God is opening that show, but I'll wait
Yeah.
my time. And the biggest reason why I'm kind of rushed to see Lamb of God is there was a interview posted on their last headline tour where Bly was talking about that he wants to round things out.
Yeah.
And you can see it in him, like he
Oh,
comes
yeah,
out in
yeah,
knee
yeah.
braces and ankle braces.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, one time. I need to do it
Yeah,
one time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turn him to the $5 million man.
Yeah.
Keep him pumping.
But I get it. I mean, so you're talking about bringing old bands back, like even seeing Gorguts, those
Yeah, that
dudes
was
were
dope.
long
Yeah.
past their prime, but they at least brought it back for one. But I don't think that's going to be the case for Lamb of God. I think
No,
once
I
that's it, they're going to pack it
Yeah.
up. So you can bring old bands back.
I'd like to see, like, one of them I'm crossing off my list this year, and I wanted to see Emperor for a long time. So a whole bunch of us are going up to that show in June, at the end of June, up in New York to go see them when they come back. And I'd like to see Decapitated, too. I've never seen them.
They were
yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
man.
It just depends on what they're going to play, though. Like, I want to see them
Current
play
Decapitated
or
or like
Decapitated.
VTech.
Yeah, that's how I was with
Yeah.
Gorguts. When they were like, oh,
Yeah.
they're playing old albums.
Decapitated
Yeah.
was a different
Yeah.
beast.
Actually, like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I saw Decapitated.
Wins.
What it was after like Carnivals Forever and
We,
that.
we want to go before that. That's the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Before Carnivals is
Yeah.
where we're gonna go.
Back when VTech was still
So
alive.
basically a
Yeah.
reunion
Yeah.
tour. Where they're like, hey, we're going to play these old albums in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
entirety.
yeah.
That would be super cool to see.
Like, we've done I've done a decent job of going to see bands. I'm, like, really pissed, like we were talking about earlier, not going to see Archspire. Kind of pissed I missed that one. But
You know, in terms of old bands I'd bring back, I mean, there's a ton of them, but the one that I'm really thinking of is if I could go back and I could see Cryptopsy right around when None So Vile came out, I think that would be fucking awesome.
we'll play with Nile and have a Carl off.
But that was like one of my favorite shows I ever played was with Narcotic Wasteland with Dallas.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Nile,
On the
so, like,
fretboard and the scale.
That's right.
How about you two over there? What do you got? What do you want to see?
If they only push it out one album, but it's the most annihilating, like, black and death metal. It's Morbid Illusion.
I'm gonna have to look that
There
up
was
because you
not-
said black and death metal, and I'm like,
It's
I'm on board.
it's the fastest, most vicious shit. No, it
What did
really
you
is.
do to
It's
Carl?
annihilating fast. Like half these songs are like the blast beats like 290, 300,
Damn.
tight as fuck.
In terms of in the style of black and death metal, you think it's more like in the Behemoth strain, the Dissection strain? Like, what's the?
Well, no,
Behemoth's too
not
clean.
even.
I love Behemoth.
Think of Morbid Angel, but
yeah.
faster and but like the mix and
That's a good. If I could go back in time, I'd love to see Dissection. I think all of us would.
Yeah.
Like that's a big. We missed the bandwagon on that.
Well, that was like, I mean, when we went to see Morbid Angel, like, yeah, they were fucking awesome. I just wanted to hear that old Morbid Angel thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we
Yeah.
got some sprinkles of
we
it.
got a little sprinkles of it, but it was like, I wanted to hear that old
Nothing
Morbid
off
Angel.
Altars of Madness. You know,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
I'm big into industrial. I'd love to see Fear Factory work their shit out. I mean,
And Twisted.
Yeah,
some people call it.
Fear Factory.
A lot of
worked
people
this
say it's
shit
new
out.
metal, but like you go back to like demanufacture, obsolete. Like I love that shit. They did get a little new metal with like Digimortal and beyond that. And then I think it's albums like Mechanize, right back to it. But
man.
I really don't know. I don't know if Dino or Bert's the asshole, but one of them's the asshole, and
Well, eventually, I
both of them are necessary for that band to work. Like, I won't accept Fear Factory without Bert. I'm sorry. Like,
well, you can't have it without Dino either.
most likely, but like it's just
Dino's-
especially
Dino's
without Bert,
right
it's
hand
like.
is insane.
It's because he practiced a lot of that.
Probably.
But Fear Factory's back at it. They have some Italian vocalists now. I've not really listened to it, so we'll see what that's going to be like.
Honestly, I haven't even heard them being pushed by Liquid Metal, so
It's weird, but
It is bizarre because like they're actually a very influential band if you think about it. Like,
Oh,
there's,
for sure.
There's not a lot of extreme metal bands from that era that were doing clean vocals the way that they did, and that just became like the standard at a certain point. And there's just not a lot else that you can like point to when it comes to that.
yeah.
And very very heavily groove focused.
What's that groove and that like ultra clean production too?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things I like most about Doom is most Doom bands are not afraid to be clean in their
Yeah.
vocals.
Hmm.
So one of the biggest Doom bands I like is Witch Elm. They're based out of Ohio. They're like classic Sabbath style
Okay.
Doom,
Yeah.
but they took the Sabbath timing and half-timed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking love that. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, Dragon Corpse.
I listened to them. Yeah.
They label
from the
themselves
site. Yeah,
as Powercore. They were one
Yeah.
of our first guests, and at first I was like, "Oh, this got to be a gimmick." And then I heard their first song, and like Marty going from those like super nasty deathcore vocals to a whole ass soaring. I was like,
Oh yeah.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
hang on a minute."
They're so good. I bought their CD and I got a Drag Go See hat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm super stoked that we got to have them guys as our first guests, and they're planning to make a return once they do the next
Oh, nice.
album.
Cool.
So, but it's something about when you bring cleans into
Yeah.
metal, and people in deathcore have been smashing them for it because
Yeah.
deathcore's like, no, deathcore's only growls. I'm like, dude, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's like in metal, you primarily are basing your music off of just rhythmic intensity,
Yeah.
or like your rhythmic interesting, and having that melodic hook is very important. And whether you're delivering that by guitars or vocals, that's pretty much, as long as you're doing it right, it is going to benefit you massively. And I think there's just something very interesting about like the human sung voice that's just very compelling
Yeah.
to people. If you're able to incorporate it well being the key thing, it does that a lot.
I think that's the crazy thing. Like a lot of people, and a lot of like the really good vocalists, people are like, "Oh, they only scream. That's all they can do." But then you look at people like Michael Ockerfeld or
Mhm.
some of these other guys, and they're like, "No, when they sing, they can sing."
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy. Like I think a lot of them they do get like kind of a bad rep. I don't know. We've never heard your falsetto, but hopefully
It's
someday
not
we'll
good.
get
It's
there.
not good.
We'll get there
Their
someday.
Dio impression.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll do that. It's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
sell anything, but
It's
we'll
like
do
when
it.
Kiss takes off the makeup, kind of.
So let's talk about you guys. Humanity Decayed, you released your first album / EP 2021, right?
Yep.
2021, 2022.
Yep.
Heavy as shit. But one of the things that I noticed is it has a certain groove and tone to the songs that I really like.
Yeah.
And is that something that you guys kind of aspired to do? Because it seems like you guys all have a similar taste in metal. Like you all kind of like the same thing, and I can see like there's some really heavy shit, but then there's
Yeah.
also a lot of groove. And I noticed that with listening to that EP, like there is some really heavy blast beat, but then you're not afraid to go into like kind of brain fart, but the
Yeah.
and that's awesome. Is that something you guys plan to keep doing?
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like we want to push the envelope. Like we've all talked about it. Like kind of pushing the envelope musically and challenging ourselves. But I think a lot of the influences that we have is kind of like we kind of talked about that older 90s 2000s death metal bands like Morbid Angel, things like that. That they have that fucking
I'm over
groove to it, and it's like
Yeah, a marriage between that
Yeah,
90s like
yeah.
Florida, New Jersey
Yeah.
death metal with maybe some like modern touches of like tech death.
yeah. But just to keep it tight too, and that's one of the things we practice our asses off just trying to keep that tight and have those time changes and the New Human Condition, whenever we kind of do that time change in the beginning of it, he's over there slamming real fast, and then we go into that kind of bounce, and it's like
And there's no real transition into it
no,
either. You're
no,
just
it's
like,
yeah,
do it.
yeah. I mean that's what That's what he's for. It's like a metronome.
Yeah,
over
the
there.
human metronome over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So I'd imagine you guys probably aren't using in-ears or
I was gonna get to that. It's
We-
kind of,
we-
we're doing
yeah.
a raw dog at the
Yeah,
moment.
we're
We're doing
nice.
to be tight doing it raw
Yeah.
dog,
If-
especially in a
yeah.
live atmosphere, is super hard.
We want to get there to that stuff. It's just, it's like anything else. It's how much money you want to throw at it,
Yeah. So
With like these songs, we've done them so many times now live. It's like
You talk about the age of this EP. We're talking like 3-4 years at this point. So
Yeah,
like,
we've been playing
we are
for a
ready
while.
to fucking
Yeah,
re-solidify and make some new shit. But
yeah.
It's about damn time.
Agreed.
yeah, I am so
We've been
goddamn
waiting.
ready for more.
Agreed.
And I've only just found you guys, and I'm like, man, I have literally repeated that album all the time. I
Yeah.
generally
I
listen to it
need
every day.
more.
One of my favorite ways to listen to your album is I turn off the music to Doom 2016. I turn your shit on.
I thought you just said you turn off our music. He's like, I
best
like to
one.
listen to it off. That's
Yeah, the best way to
The best
listen
way
to
to
Humanity
listen to it is
Decayed
fucking
off.
zero
Just
volume.
off. Yeah, if you just turn it off and play Doom.
So, overall, you guys had some change-ups though, but what brought the band to be? What was the main driving force behind it?
You're the
Christ.
grizzled vet.
Yeah,
Well,
I
let me
think
answer this. I've been in the band for 1 month.
Yeah,
there was a former iteration of Humanity Decayed in which I was not even a part of that last iteration. That band broke up because the guitarist didn't want to play live shows at the time. So when they wanted to reform the band, I was originally going to play bass. And my guitar abilities outshined their guitarist at the time, so I stole their drummer. It was a friend of mine, Ryan. And we had a Stu, where our original vocalist, still helming that. Stu would have been the most veteran person of all this. And Stu quit, June last year?
yeah.
So, where are we about that? Me and Stu were forming a band with Ryan since 2018. It's probably about during COVID, or no, that's before COVID. So shit.
Yeah.
And had a working band. Brought him on. Kevin, May 2019, 2020.
2020, yeah, 2019, 2020, yeah. Because I knew Stu from back in the day, and he knew me from bands and contacted me, and
So at that point, we were a 4-piece, and we ground hard during COVID.
yeah.
I would say we knocked out the EP. We were really arming ourselves to play shows and be ready for it. And that was, I think we played probably 2-3 dozen shows since COVID let up and these bars all opened again. So
Yeah, we got, because that's when we've had some setbacks. Like the original drummer left, so that was like right after we kind of solidified probably the groundwork for this. And then fortunately, this guy over here was practicing in a band that practiced right across from us and kind of came over, so he
I
joined
believe it.
us. They
you
played
kind of cut your way in a little
Yeah,
bit.
he was like, no, it was cool because so we practiced out in the bins out in Camp Hill, and there's a whole bunch of bands over there. But that was back like during COVID when bands were just over there hanging out, playing music and all that. And he used to come out and hang out with us when we were playing. And so when Ryan left, he was just like, it just like worked out. He was kind of like, hey, you guys looking for a drummer? We were like, yeah. And
adding Colton adds a lot of
Yeah.
a big increase to BPM potential.
yeah, because we really
Well,
these things before we've sped them up.
So some of these songs like
Yeah.
New Human Condition raised 30 BPM
Yeah.
just by having
Holy
him.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big jump in time.
Oh, it's for sure. Because there was even times in practices before that it was like, all right, this feels okay, but it felt like as a guitar player, kind of slow. Like it
Could
needs,
be
yeah, it
faster,
needs a little
yeah.
bit more gas. And when he joined, his problem is we're like, doesn't need to be gas all the
He
time.
won't stop blasting.
Don't
Stop
listen to
blasting.
him.
Like,
I've gotten better. I'm like, my wrists are tired now.
I've slowed down
It's 'cause you're-
when needed.
yeah.
Yeah, but to have that type of
Oh,
glass
yeah,
hand
for
in
sure.
the back
Yeah,
pocket,
yeah.
to even have like the slip in, like, and I noticed your guys' songs are mostly
But
long.
he's
To
done it.
slip in like
Yeah.
He's
a
become ungovernable.
yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
slip in like a 1 or 2 minute song at like a super shreddy,
Oh, yeah.
nasty beat per
Yeah.
minute, definitely would be a huge throw off.
Yeah. So then, yeah, go ahead.
so where does that put us? So we lost Stu. June of 2022, and we were working with Chris from Torture Ascendancy for a
Mavis.
bit. And we've been working now with Brooke for the last 3 months now.
3 months. I hit you guys up in probably February, because what? It was probably like a couple weeks before. I was with you guys for like 2 weeks before that show in March. So it was end of February, beginning of March.
It's always been a trial by fire.
Yeah.
You wrote content and were able to rehearse it 2 weeks before
Yeah.
the show, which I mean that if that doesn't test your fucking metal, I don't know what does in terms of joining bands, proving yourself.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time to be like, hey bud, get to work.
Yeah, I'm old hat to this. I don't know. This is kind of my thing is I join bands that are already kind of in their stride and then just hop in the pocket. So
Must be nice.
this is yeah. No,
Oh, well, this band's failing. Oh, that one looks better.
Jumping ships.
no, I definitely attached myself. If something's good, like I stuck around with it. I mean, I've only been in like a handful of bands, but I don't know. That's kind of been my MO, which is learning shit on the fly. I was in kind of noise experimental kind of metal band about 10 years ago, where the guitar player would just go off on these wild tangents when we were jamming, and I had to learn to follow him in the drums. I was playing bass for this project, and I just had to learn how to just follow him when we were just kind of going off on these wild things and like kind of overlaying my basic understanding of music theory over it, and that kind of put me in the place to understand like I don't know. I think that was really like trial by fire for me to learn music on the fly, and that's something that's helped me both as a bassist and as a vocalist in some of these projects.
So it kind of catches us up. It's unfortunately like
it's been a ride.
It's been a ride. It feels very weird to have a band that you hear the mantle and all the history and like there's no one except myself, and the music's very different. If you go back and try to find the original Humanity Decayed album, which is still out there, I think it's just self-titled.
Yeah, you go down the rabbit holes. You're fine.
I'll have to go down.
It is not. It's not comparable. They're very different animals. What they were doing, and what we're doing.
100%.
It's a good thing. It seems like you guys all mesh well. Even you coming into the group kind of new. You seem like the potential behind where Humanity Decayed goes from here.
I would like to think so. It's been like a month. How you guys feel, right? Like
yeah, I want to hear like.
It feels very refreshing. I wouldn't stroke my own dick and say I'm the best musician. I know all this theory, but to meet someone that's a little bit literate, I mean, he can count to 4. And
all musicians can do it.
This is mind blowing. Like.
I forgot to get you an opener.
Dude, you.
I was gonna say I've done that before.
Yeah.
Fucking metal.
I heard what he said, and I would agree 100% with what Carl said. That like, yeah, Brooke coming into the band feels really good. He, I think too, like now having a bass player, because like we were saying before, we never had a bass player. We never even like we entertained it back and forth, like saying yes and no. But now
we've probably entertained 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Brought out 2 or 3, and a lot of people are like, I'm not up to this.
But it's like the fact that he's coming in doing vocals and playing the bass and like already adding things to it is really cool as well.
Like this is the new weapon. This is how we're gonna write for the new album for sure. I don't think we need more bodies. This is it. Like,
yeah. I mean,
except for lead cowbell.
No cowbell, dude.
A
blast segment on cowbell.
If anyone listening, send us your demos.
Send us your demos. Yeah, that or lead keg.
Get the
We're going in a Slipknot type direction. So.
That's easy job.
Yeah, sign me up, give me a baseball bat and a keg. I'm down to slam that shit. I'll catch it on fire
Do you
too.
think they mic the keg?
No. Yeah.
Is it like a
That'd
built-in
be
mic?
fucking
Like,
loud.
No, you idiot. There's a pickup in the keg. Okay?
I just pictured
It's a
like
wireless keg?
He's sponsored by DiMarzio, okay?
I just pictured like a Fender single coil pickup taped to the top of it.
It's like motor grader. That's how you
Yeah.
do it.
It's a wireless keg.
Oh yeah, if you play a mean motor grader, hit us up too.
Big fucking
Yeah,
fan.
no, but for
Next,
sure.
next they want someone with a washboard.
We'll go Appalachian with it. So.
Let's not bring up the mean jug thing that you told me.
Sweet. So only up from here for you guys, which is fucking
Hopefully,
awesome.
yeah.
Nah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Like the way you guys are talking, how are you gonna go backwards?
I don't know. You deal with musicians, like you see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like a meteor could fall on us right now. You know,
Yeah,
like
you
I
ever
don't know.
watch Spinal Tap? The one guy choked on his own vomit.
One guy exploded, right?
You can't
Like-
dust for vomit.
Yeah. No, we'll see. I'm pretty optimistic
Yeah.
about it. This feels like a good unit. I mean, when I heard the EP, I was like, yeah, I want to be a part. Yeah. We're just talking about dicks, man. Just talking about dicks, you know? Like-
Joe Dirt over here.
Yeah. But yeah, the sexual euphemism that is this band, it sounded good, so I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be involved in this.
He's
I've been
these
like,
guys are hot motherfuckers.
yeah, the sexual chemistry.
They
is
make
awesome.
my Jimmy
We are
Russell.
like the NSYNC of death metal. Like secretly, like the
Just think of
reason,
Boy George.
honestly, that this is the only
But death metal.
and songs that we've been
don't
working on
need
our dance
competition.
moves.
Yeah.
So
I met
He's
them.
gonna come out fully
Yeah.
backing.
the choreography is gonna be on point
Yeah, I
on
have.
Friday.
When
Come
I was
out like fucking glittering suits and ties.
You better come out like fucking Papa,
Yeah.
whatever Papa we're on and
Right,
go.
fucking
Secret,
sequin
So
jacket.
we were
full
talking
kiss.
about
Yeah, he's got
Humanity
the gr-
Decayed, not
I want
fucking
copies.
Eskimo Cowboy.
You can get
He's
it.
got
I mean,
the
the one that goes like,
NSYNC,
like,
the
like,
songs
like,
are
like,
like-
outfits.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, when I first practiced, I was like, guys, I want to be the Justin Timberlake. So
Yeah.
you're doing everything. Else.
Exactly. And we were like, that's cool.
What's the Indian Pale Ale you've been on?
Alcohol connoisseur.
Juice Juicy from Evergreen.
You're gonna have to blur that out for copyright.
Oh, is it?
Ah, no, you're fine.
No, I mean,
We're not
that's
paying
how
up
you
for
get
that.
sponsorships,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, that's what we have to look for death for.
Yeah.
He's
We've
the best
decided
thing
we're gonna
ever.
meme the shit out of Liquid Death like Necrogoblicon.
Oh,
with
you should.
chilies.
Yeah, Carl is sponsored by Fingeries.
I am.
Not actually, but we're gonna start
Unofficially.
tagging them and everything.
Oh, they're gonna cease and desist you? Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
One of my favorite IPAs I've actually tried is that Iron Maiden Hellcat that I
Actually
picked up.
good?
Yeah, it is pretty
I
good.
haven't had that.
If you can find it, I recommend snagging it.
Not many metal bands I would trust in my alcohol, but that's one of them.
they're like 80, so they know how to drink.
Yeah, they know. How to
It's
do it.
that, and then Voodoo Rangers Juice
All the-
Force, the orange cans.
I was a big
All the
fan of
classics.
the Voodoo Ranger.
Someone's
Was it like the
gotta call him, like,
1984?
Oh, that was good. That was the mango
so
one.
good. The mango?
Yeah, that was good.
That was like
My diet, Dr. Kelp! How am I gonna eat this pizza?
go get some wings, Carl.
Also,
There is a
to
bunch of
people
wings
in the
out
chat. Yes, it has been party time for the past half hour.
Oh, there's people in
What
the
does
chat.
that
Hi,
mean?
people in the chat.
Oh yeah, hi people in the chat. So anybody
Hi,
joining us
schmucks.
Hi, peoples!
For anybody joining
Give us your
late,
money.
'cause some of my
Donate
friends
now.
do, this is Humanity Decayed. They are
Smash
welcome-
that like button!
Yeah, subscribe. Don't forget to
You need
follow.
like the sound effect.
So I know you're gonna get soundboard next.
If you're not putting reggaeton air horn in, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
What kind of podcast
Dude,
is
we're
this?
just
Damn,
dude.
son,
I'm one
you're
over.
fine.
Is that well? Carl's gonna play us an acoustic set later. I'm really
I
looking
need to
forward
restring
that,
it.
Yeah.
Oh, you still didn't reach.
I didn't
I'm
reach
really
the-
looking forward to the Humanity Decayed acoustic
I'm
set.
pumped.
This wouldn't be the
I'm
first
fucked.
time I did that.
It'll be slightly worse than when the guy from.
kind of like it'd be like what is it, polyphobia.
It'll be like when that one guy that they what's the one band that
They're
everybody
just
makes
jazzy.
fun of now that
They're
that did the
acoustic.
Nirvana song live?
Puddle of mud.
Puddle of Mud. It'll be
Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah.
So I was in
Cajon,
this,
we played a mean cajon.
so I was in this band.
That's an
called,
electric acoustic. We can run it straight through the amp sim so the chugs don't sound like nothing.
I was in this band called The Depths. It was kind of like black and death metal-y shit. Our last show we ever played, our bass player couldn't make it, so I was trying to like rig my guitar amp to go through as many cabs as I possibly could. And because I'm a fucking idiot, I blew up my amp. And it's like we literally had access to no other ones. And I guess I have such moral caliber. I wasn't gonna go to the show and be like, "Hey man, sick set. Can I borrow your amp?" We just straight up showed up with.
first.
Yeah, that was the other problem. We were up first, so we can't do that, right? So
Damn it.
yeah, so we literally just grabbed an acoustic, and we grabbed this fucking instrument that my roommate had made called the Bass Joe. It was like a bass neck he had bolted onto a snare drum. And it was fucking sick, but the drummer played that, I played that, and we played like 2 songs. And then we're like, all right, we didn't think we were going to make it this far, so we're done. Good night, everybody.
That was
Yeah.
kind of like our show at the church.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
for...
I was about to say.
I think
yeah,
Sloth Herder and Wrath of Typhon were on that, so if they remember that one,
Are
I'm
they still
sorry.
around? Is Typhon still around?
Yeah, I think so.
I've been wanting to play with them for some time. Man.
That's
Yeah,
like
good band.
Talking about malfunctions like that, Mizmore had one at the Philadelphia show.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and so like the
was
main
pretty
guy,
sad.
who runs it, his guitar is generally louder. Lost the speaker part of the way through.
Oh.
And every time you'd hear, like, when it go into, like, the heavy, chuggy droning stuff, which Mizmore is known for, you could hear the speaker just crack, 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 crack.
Yeah.
And
God.
he got through, so Mizmore's songs are fucking long.
Yeah.
He got through the third song, he's like, man, I wish I could do more for you guys tonight, but I'm just gonna call it where I am. And he's like, everybody on stage literally jumped out here to help me. He's like, none of my band showed up, my amp blew up. He's like, thank you, I'm gonna head out. I'm like, oh, that sucks so bad.
I think
Yeah, that
we've
does
all
suck for
been
them,
there.
man.
Like,
That put me to sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't high enough for that.
I think that, those are things that form you as a musician.
Well, you
First
need-
show I ever
you
played,
need
the guitar
learning
like, amp blew up
experiences.
on
Yeah.
stage. So.
Your amp.
My amp blew out once.
Blew fuses. My pedal board, I had a power supply go out, and like while I'm playing, I just lose.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is
Yeah, I lost a channel, like half of my amp at one show before, for just the thing. Just blew
three
a
times.
fuse.
3 times.
Okay, Carl,
Three
your
times.
blows every
He's
show.
keeping track of you
Yeah.
fucking.
His shit blows every show.
Well, you know
so-
what? He fucking
If it doesn't blow Friday,
he's
it
like a
won't
wife.
be something.
Everything he catalogs. He's like, hey, on October, this is what happened.
He has like a filing cabinet, like every
Yeah.
date file.
You
with
sit
one
down at
event.
band practice, he's like, let's go through your fuck-ups from the last
Yeah.
show.
No, most of like we haven't had as many, and I think a lot of that has to do with miscellaneous people not stepping on our shit.
Yeah, that
There's
helps.
been a direct correlation.
Direct
Generally,
correlation.
that
Yeah.
helps.
You definitely have learning experiences. We had a few rough shows after COVID
Yeah.
where you forget, you have to monitor and kind of moderate all this shit, like making sure set times are within the boundaries. You're not you're cracking down on bands if their tear off is not fast enough, or you're helping the fuck out.
Yeah.
All of us have been doing that. I don't care who you are. Like, we're gonna help you get on and get
Oh,
off.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah,
key.
like that, and that's
the
one
quicker
of the
they
things.
get
Like,
off, the quicker we get on. the
yeah,
quicker
like we're
we-
generally really good about like some bands you see like. I mean, we've played with them too. That they like not going to mention names and things, but you know that you're playing a show and you're like the local band's opening up for big things, and they're like. Their shit's on stage, and you're like, guys, we're trying to get up there. You know, like get your shit.
Yeah.
You know,
They're,
so
they're getting a beer. They're talking.
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
Like, let's fucking
Yeah.
go.
See, I guess it's from being in music. I'm the first guy, if I see you struggling, I'm like, do you need
yeah,
help?
yeah.
Help
We
security,
have
I'll
fans
come
and
help
stuff
you.
that help us take our like that'll be like because they know like because I mean we try to get on and off as quick as possible just because I mean
When you
and,
got
like,
the drummer with 6 cymbals and a
that's-
bass drum, and he's
well,
like,
that's the thing too. Like if you're gonna like with Colton, the good thing about him is he can set his shit up real fast. Like a lot of places are like, we're gonna backline a drum kit, and I and I get it as a drummer. That's like saying to a guitar player, you're gonna use my guitar.
yeah.
Like so, but I mean he's good, and we're all really good about trying to get his stuff up and off the stage. To help everybody else out.
Yeah,
So.
I hate when they're like, hey, I need you to
Yeah.
use this guy's drum kit. You're
Yeah.
like, dude, that's not even set up the way
Yeah,
it's set
yeah.
up.
That's the thing, like when you gotta like they expect you to use the back line, whatever, it's like it takes more time swapping everything out. Like I have we get all my shit up and set up in like 5 minutes less.
Yeah.
Probably
Carl.
less. It doesn't take long at all. What takes the longest is plugging in the cables to the drum module.
You run a module?
Yeah, we run.
Yeah,
triggers.
He's triggered up.
He's
Trigger-
triggers. We
trigger
run
my
bass
kicks.
triggers. Yeah.
And we're
Oh
still.
yeah, 'cause
we're,
we were talking about your
Yeah.
beater height, so yeah, that would you get a little more velocity out of it. Yeah.
Well, it's just the sound. Like I mean, there's parts. I mean, New Humans at 16ths at 250. In Death We Trust, like that's 260. I mean,
Yeah,
130,
you're
but,
you're losing a lot of clarity there.
Yeah, you don't get it without the triggers. You gotta.
Oh,
it'd be
okay.
cool if you could go back and forth
Bro,
between
can you pass
organic
me
and
the bottle?
samples, but.
I couldn't.
And
That's
we're
the-
still very much like we're big advocates of having volume on stage. Like we don't
Yeah.
we don't need to be like Suno or Jucifer or something and blast deafen you. But
But yeah,
I
like that old school. Yeah,
it's
we
part of the old school. We watch
Yeah.
Morbid Angel. What do they have? A full stack and like 2 or 3 heads
Yeah,
slaved together. So like it's just what it is. Like it's enough volume almost
Yeah.
by that alone. No PA.
Yeah.
You could be in a garage and it would be a good show. Like.
yeah, and that's like I run a Fractals on.
And that's
on
the
stage,
I don't know, that's the weirdest shit. He runs kind of the contemporary standard. He has a fractal
but
3.
I don't go direct. I run
Through a Vader cabinet.
through a Vader, through a power amp and through a cabinet, and honestly, like, I don't want myself in my monitor because I have me behind. So like, it's that contemporary, that old school setup that I know what I sound like because it's behind me. So I want him and the rest of the band in my wedge.
And I run a old, like, it's kind of like a hybrid rig. I have a big pedal board and I have a Mesa tube amp to push it.
Yeah.
So it's weird to see like that old school shit. And my amps are like from 1990, as old as I am, and see this fractal. It's like, yeah.
And we're
You guys
and
have
we're like
this
the
weird,
opposite
like,
because I'm the old
clashing
guy.
sound.
But it works though. Like,
Yeah, we never had any problems
Yeah.
with it.
but it works. Like, I mean, and that's what we were actually talking about before this. Like now that we have a bass player to play live, one of the things we want to work on this week is dialing in tones a little bit differently, because in the past, like, I mean, we play 7 strings and we're in drop A. And in the past, our tone, like, we dial so much ass end into it because we can. That now that it's like,
Nothing to fight it.
there's nothing to fight it. So now that we have a bass player, it's kind of like that. Oh well, I can cut my
Get
bass.
those mids in there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna cut my bass out and
Holy
chuck.
shit, we can make this a little less chunky. We don't have to worry about covering that.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's the things that now that we have Brooke in the band doing the bass too. It's like that kind of making it less is more. Like I can dial back. We can dial back the bass because now we have the bass to push that bottom end and let the guitar like ring through what it's supposed to do.
That means your shit'll last longer too.
It's all
We don't care.
we don't care. Yeah.
There's plenty of replacement cabs.
Yeah.
So.
We're here for a good
We have
time,
lots of
not a long
cabs.
time,
One
so.
thing we don't lack is cabs and
The
gear.
gear whoring is massive in this
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
Between me and Kevin, it's stupendous.
Are we pushing? Do we have double digit cabs yet? Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Oh,
I need to come hang out with you guys. I'm gonna bring that bitch with me.
Well, he actually, no joke, he has an event that happens a couple
I
times a
showed
year.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Called
Show us
Sneak
the
Fest, and it's nothing but these guitar nerds literally masturbating to the most boutique, stuff on the market.
is that what happened like 2 weeks ago?
Look
Or
at
that's
my
a different-
69
No, that was like
Fender.
that was like
That was
a,
like a 0.5.
but that was like
Right.
I don't even know if that was 0.5. That was like a
I can't
quarter of
fucking
it.
handle
The
it.
drag
Yeah.
off the dude.
No, but the one time there was an old like a 70 something Rick there, like in an old 50s Fender P
Was that
bass.
Mitch's or what?
That's
Yeah, that was
pretty
that
cool.
was
That
Rich's
was sexy.
Rick.
That was
And
sexy.
then that other guy Avery has that 50s Fender bass that he brought out the one time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It is neat. It's like a Cars and Coffee with people that have baller shit. Like
Well, minus the annoying James Corden.
So not Kevin.
Except
we'll
there's,
get Seinfeld to do it.
except there's one guy that just plays in significantly louder than everybody else, and we were joking about it the last
Well,
time.
it eventually
If
feels
he
like
showed
Guitar.
up-
It feels like you walked into Guitar Center on a
Yeah.
That's
busy,
what he literally
on
said.
a
It feels
busy
like the
day.
Guitar Center.
And someone's doing Sweet Child of Mine, and like it's like fuck.
Damn.
But it's like a really nice Guitar Center.
Yeah. You walk in. The staff's actually friendly. They don't like, oh great, here's another shithead thinking they're going to do something.
Forbidden riff.
You know what's
Just
really fun?
post
No, I
it.
told them they're not allowed to play things like Periphery.
The first guy to start Stairway to Heaven, I swear to God.
I got a fingerprint of RSL on Jake's Aristides.
He did. And he sold that.
Did he?
Yeah.
That idiot. Imagine waiting for like half a year for a guitar. You're on a wait
8
list.
months.
You have it for a month. You're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, why?
That
Why?
is-
Why even like?
What's
bother?
the point? What was the point of the pre-order?
Someone will have to fucking fight me for that.
I
I
just-
waited forever.
I just
I can
hoard
win
them.
this.
I'm in just the hoarding stage.
I hope Jake's watching this. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot, Jake.
Camera's out.
Damn it,
You're an
Jake!
idiot.
So
Damn it, Jake!
let's kick off an interesting
What is from State
conversation.
Farm?
We'll get everybody in the crypt involved in this. So let's talk about the extremes of metal, the real heavy shit, the shit most people probably don't listen to. So, like, you're not really into the metal, but you're on a weird extreme spectrum that none of us are on. Go ahead, let's start with you.
Oh, well, I like gore hop and horrorcore, so I love Twisted, Insane Clown Posse, Scum,
So is
Smalls Ones.
Have you heard of Stitches?
Yes, he's fucking amazing.
I'll-
Put your
I
penis
told
away.
you. I told you Carl was a juggalo.
To the mail.
He's got the
both
running,
you out.
he's got the Running Man tattooed to him somewhere.
I'm
Hatchet
planning
Man.
it there.
Hatchet
This
Man.
ain't Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm
The
planning-
Running Man.
I'm
The
glad
fucking
I
Running
know what
Man.
that is.
Hatchet Man.
I've been planning it a Hatchet Man eventually. I just don't know where I want
Carl has it on
it.
his stomach.
Mad motherfucker.
My first band ever. I'll say it. I played with a drum
You shit in
I
somebody's
didn't
drum
I didn't
kit?
know what ICP was, and yet I played in a band called Seventh Layer, which was like an ICP juggalo rap rock group. There's still like a whole the remnants of it. They're still around there somewhere, but it's shameful. It's just shameful. I know.
So
It's actually funny because he's a really good musician and he's in such terrible.
Well, it kind of tells you something.
Yeah.
They were the only people that would accept me in a band as a minor. I was like 15 or 16. I was like, I want to play
But
music.
yeah, that's
exactly
a-
because
that
they're
is a
sexually
bitch.
profiling you.
You know,
I never.
I'm gonna say in defense of the Hatchet Man, the first Juggalo I ever met was in my like.
Carl's like, it all just came together.
Why did I get molested in school? Like, why weren't that
You had penis inspection day 2.
all these kids are fucking the teachers. Like, why not me? Like,
Because you're a juggalo, Carl.
I mean, they're the most inclusive
but
group
after
of
the
people.
Seventh Layer experience, it definitely turned me off the juggalo culture. Like,
Except for Fago. He's still
except for
into that.
gatherings and
Yeah.
God, I love Fago. I was so upset the Sheets at work stopped selling it. I
I
was having
kind
to
of want
burn
to
it
just.
down.
I want to go. Like I was talking to him. I kind of want to go to the gathering just to people watch.
I bet it'd be fun.
'Cause I
Yeah, I
think it would
really-
be.
Well, you
fucking
ever see the
hilarious.
Sitting in the
lineups
back
at the
and be like,
gathering? They're
yeah.
they're sprinkled in
Didn't
metal.
Ken
I
Like,
would be like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
I want to
dude,
go
there's, like,
just
there
to.
before.
Yeah,
Just
the
to
gathering is
watch.
like just like a lot of
I mean,
hardcore
they
rather
put
than
more
like
flavor
metal
there.
rock.
Yeah, I noticed
I
most of
really,
the bands
I really want to go to the gathering.
I
but
kinda
I'm too
wanna
broke
go.
for that.
Because I know they sprinkle in, like, I've seen Chimera and Amur
Yeah,
sprinkled
yeah.
in, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
yo, no, I saw that.
I
I
can
saw that.
definitely
I
see
saw
Muir,
him.
but-
I saw Muir with Twisted. I saw Muir with Twisted
Oh
back
my
in like
God.
2019.
Between the two of them, they probably played 4 notes.
But no, at that time I wasn't really like big into the juggalo culture yet. Like I'm like, it's a Muir. I like metal. I'll go see metal. My buddy, he was the juggalo. So when I saw all Zooey Lugan on stage, and I'm like, oh man, this shit's fucking dope. Then it's like, Lex is okay. And then Twisted got on. I'm like, I fucking love this. Well, where's this bus? Where can I get
She's
on?
like, this guy likes dogs.
So yeah, like my whole, you can ask him. Like even when I come over for episodes of the podcast, I'm usually like wearing a Twisted shirt.
Yeah,
I got a
he's
Twisted
normally
hat.
juggaloed out.
I mean, it's a fun thing. I gotta be honest. I think it's a lot of fun in music.
Like I love them
That's
so
how mine
much.
are.
I'm not a big
That's
fan of
how
Funko
music
Pops.
is.
You can
Like,
ask them. I find them stupid.
Fucking
But I bought the dual pack of Twisted Funko Pops signed. I was excited when I got that.
And
It's like
I see
Malady-
those tours come
Malady
through
trade that they're
rather
so
often,
stupid.
like with like Cottonmouth Kings or like
Oh yeah, it's always at
ABC
Reading.
or ABK, whatever. Like
Anybody
they're,
kill it?
they're always coming through. Like
It's always like around the Reading area.
yeah, always at Reverb.
Oh,
Reverb's
yep.
always at
That's
fucking
what
No,
he said,
Reverb.
Yeah,
that's where
that's
Cody
one of the
Scum's
latest
LSP Cody Manson was
I thought I
playing
was gonna
at.
have to
Yeah,
catch
that
you
was pretty
for a second.
cool.
I was like,
That was actually really fun because I saw Cody Manson on
Okay, now
Certified
you get
Certified
hurt before
Psychos when they came around here. And I'm like, LSP, I gotta look into this. And then I found Scum, Smalls Ones, Michael Lawless. I'm like, these guys are dope as hell too. Like, I have their Team Snuff and Team Snuff hat and Team Snuff hoodie,
There you go.
where it's like the logo on the hoodie and it says
like
Team
live.
Snuff on the sleeve and someone's getting executed live on
Hold on to
camera.
the house.
And on the brim it says Team Snuff and it's just the gunman and the woman that's getting gunned
That's what
down.
Luna does. It's like a Malamute thing.
Like there's people at work that hear my music and they're like, "Are you okay, Mason? Today? Oh yeah, I'm having a great time. You listening to a song about mass murder? Oh, I'm having a
And
great
they say
time."
they're the
Well,
closest
like,
to wolves.
yeah, you examine
it's
any
clear,
rap
yeah.
song of what it's talking about. It's like
It's very wolf-like.
it's not.
so I want to get with Lucas. Lucas is really the baby of metal out of all of us. He's only kind of, I would say, kind of started touching the tip of the iceberg with us. We took him to see, I drug him to Hatebreed. That was his first show he can go to over 21 with us. We took him to Christmas Burns Red, which was an experience.
Yeah,
because he got to see Shadow of Intent, Brand of Sacrifice, which are fucking
I've never seen
awesome.
Shadow of Intent. I'd like to see them live.
They're pretty good.
Fucking do it.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Dude, his... I'm good.
His fucking vocals live.
His vocals are
nuts.
sick on the albums.
Nice.
Yeah.
You hear
So-
the new release they just had?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that EP
Fucking
is so
nuts.
good. So Lucas, metal, the most extreme side of it. Have you dabbled any deeper than what we've kind of got you to touch the surface on?
Kinda. I mean, I look every once in a while, just kind of see what pops on. But I've always been on that new metal side of metal because that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Making a comeback.
Making a comeback for sure. Yeah.
But I listen to shit like trap metal, where like City Morgue, like I kind of like shit like that where people are getting like experimental.
Yeah.
You know,
In
I'd
person.
say Death Grips is also kind of metal.
Yeah.
It's very experimental,
I,
but
I like
yeah.
Death
yeah,
Grips.
I'm a huge Death Grip fan. But
I like the old school stuff. Like last year, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. We opened up for one of my all-time favorite bands, and as a musician so far, I mean, this week is going to be fucking amazing too. And last year we played with Obscura and Van Math, and like
I have not got to see them yet.
like so that was at the HMAC, and they didn't do a very good job of promoting that thing, and there was not very many people there. Which, like, as a musician, you're like, that sucks, but then as a fan, you're like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm here for it regardless.
yeah, like, and I mean, Obscura is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. Like, just to watch those guys play.
I feel like they have to be like a natural top 10.
Yeah,
like, current
and,
acts.
like, so,
Yeah,
like,
they almost fall into like they have to be in there somewhere.
oh, they're amazing live too. Like, even like when we were loading in, they were sound checking, and it was like the put down my gear and just watch these guys shred for a little bit.
I think everyone was
Yeah.
doing that. All
Yeah.
the bands were just
Yeah.
they just kind of watching, mouth open, like a little bit. Like
And that was like, that's been like what like, I'm the old guy in the band, and I've played some cool shows and stuff, you know. But that was like probably one of the pinnacle moments, you know, of so far. Like the other cool thing, like you guys were talking about this guy playing drums earlier, was like when this guy's playing drums and you have what's his nuts that was playing with Veil of Nath. And Obscura is like watching him play drums, like while we're playing, you know. And it's like
The best part of that show was I sat and had
this
drinks.
dickhead, yeah. This guy doesn't even like really listen to Obscura, and we thought that all his shit was loaded and stuff. So we were like, at the end of the night, we're like, all right, we're gonna roll. And then he gets to sit around with Christian and all those dudes and drink
What's his name?
Stefan and Christian.
Yeah.
For like 2 hours drinking beers.
Because I was like helping him load gear.
Bro, bring the fucking bottle opener with you. Sorry.
He doesn't. He's got more teeth.
Per bottle.
So let's talk to the mouse. For those of you who can't see on
I've done
camera,
it that way. It hurts your teeth after a while.
Bree is here. Bree, your most extreme side of metal for you. Where?
That's not what I
You don't
wanted.
like them like I like them.
It's important because
Like I sat there like this the whole night.
Use your brain. You have one, I think.
You watch their drums.
It's on dial-up.
Well, she's already blonde. No, she's already blonde, so it's like worse than dial-up.
You,
it's like
you let
snail
that
mail.
load, Josh. I'm gonna throw it to you. Most extreme metal you're into right now. I know Mizmore caught your attention, which is a different type of extreme, but where are you?
Probably brutal black and death metal.
Really?
Been some of the heaviest shit I've heard so far.
Like what?
I've gone down a fucking rabbit hole. I don't even.
Give us a
freaking
band.
remember.
Give us the top band.
Unmerciful.
I would have to fucking
That one
go
band
down
that
a
plays
fucking
those notes.
Spotify rabbit
that
hole
one
and see
band
if
This
that
is
makes
what
that one
happens when you
song.
listen to music stoned all the time. You forget to share it with everyone.
Fucking
I just
high,
forget
Ricky.
to write it. I have a fucking pen on my phone. I just still forget to write it.
Just screenshot it. It's like
Yeah.
2 buttons, bro.
I'd rather write it.
Vitriol.
So you're into the brutal black and death. For me, it's still and always will be. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the back of my vest. I'm a huge black
Immortal.
metal guy.
Yeah, I've been going down a black metal hole again
So-
recently.
Like,
I like
and
that.
not like a behemoth black metal.
No.
More into like the Vatan, the smashing blast beats,
Yeah.
Immortal.
You
Just,
know Dervig Einen Freiheit?
no, but it sounds like I should listen to
You
him.
should.
Abbott is another one.
Yeah. If you're, I mean, Immortal's fucking great. Like he is.
Azarath.
He is like the goat of
Yeah,
like that old school black metal.
If I
think.
had enough money when we to see the Black Dahlia, they had, what was it, Napalm Records?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a, no, that exact album on his back there for vinyl. I'm sitting
Yeah,
there
they
like,
had the fucking.
if I didn't,
actual
it didn't
limited-
cost $16 for chicken tenders, I would have gladly bought this.
It's like Royal Farms
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah.
we all have to make those decisions.
Yeah. I've been getting back. Like I go through these phases. I've been into sort of a black metal kind of going down that rabbit hole again. Yeah, it's the dogs. It's what they do. Black Braid. I saw that they were releasing a new one.
Dude, Black Braid is fantastic.
They're so good. So like they're actually opening that Cattle Decap and Dark Funeral show.
Are we going? Because
Yes,
if we're
I'm
not,
going.
we need
So,
to
like,
go.
So like I've been getting back into them. I saw Gaera a few weeks ago at the
Rodney Christ was decent.
Yeah, Rodney Christ was really fucking good.
Seen
Gaera
that show
owned
posted.
that show though. Like the sound sucked, but their music is so fucking good. Like
Have any of you guys got to see Deicide?
that's
Yeah,
a
big time.
Yeah.
That is a bucket
You've
list one
seen?
for me.
Who's seen? Hold on, raise of hands. Who's seen Deicide so
Okay.
far?
The fucking septic.
Oh,
With
bad day.
septic?
Yeah, it's
Fuck
dirty.
you, I don't like
Yeah.
you anymore.
No, he
That's some
chilled.
bullshit.
He stays.
I wore the
Yeah.
wrong
No one else
shirt
can go. He can
tonight.
stay.
I was gonna wear that shirt too.
Oh, the
My deicide shirt. And I
Yeah,
thought
I've-
this would be more.
yeah, like
I've been kind of going down
Fuck
that
it.
sort of black metal hole, kind of like that melodic, like
yeah. So I think
I like that hole very, very
Yeah.
much.
one of the bands that kind of really kicked that passion for me at Philadelphia was Worm.
yeah,
That,
Worm's
like,
really good.
That
There's two
blackened,
bands,
like
Worm.
doom black
Worm.
metal.
Worm is really
Worms is
good.
fucking
They're a
sick.
technical
Worm,
death
Worm,
metal band.
Worm.
And then there's Worm.
I know
Worm.
someone in the
Yeah.
horrorcore genre named Worm. It's like,
Ringworm.
yeah, there's a bunch of
Ringworm.
worms.
Ringworm.
I
Yeah.
had
Oh,
ringworm right
Cryptopsy.
there for.
But yeah,
That's what
for
that
some
part
reason, like black metal has
Ringworm.
always drawn me in. Like even to
Yeah,
like Mayhem.
It's
Just
like
that-
a good like emotional outlet.
That was
Yes.
ringworm.
So,
It's
Yeah.
therapeutic. For me, it's very that type of
Killed it
music
with
is
muriatic
very
acid.
therapeutic.
It's a good like that's a I'm an insomniac, and like
I got you.
I'm a big fan of like sitting and listening to stuff like that, like Black Braid, like that super like
Atmospheric black metal.
atmospheric black metal. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love good black metal.
So-
Ocean.
Have you guys
And
ever
Oceans?
heard of
Yeah.
a band
Ooh.
called Nordic Winter?
No.
Nordic Winter is a one-man band project based out of Canada. He is atmospheric black doom.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
he's
is a fucking experience. So I've been trying to get him on the show, but he works and runs a company called Pest Production, and he's always busy. And I've wanted to talk to him because he has that traditional black metal sound, that like trilly, smashers, blast
Yeah.
beats. But every song is back in the old fashioned. Like it sounds like it's being screamed from the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
But it's also very like depressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he puts out such good goddamn work. Like that's what got me back into black metal. I stumbled across him and I was like, holy shit. And then I remembered how much I was into like Vatan
Yeah.
and like I have Cradle of Filth.
So there's a
which we-
really good local band. Our buddy Max, his band, Zabarai.
Samurai.
They're fucking. They're so
His
fucking
top
good.
tier as far as
Yeah.
good traditional black
Yeah,
metal
Well,
goes.
shout out to his other effort. Back 10 years ago, he was
Horde.
working
He
Horde
was in the
Eclipse.
Horde Clip. Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
probably one of the best black metal things that came out of PA
Yeah.
of note. I
But
mean,
for
honestly,
sure-
Probably some of the best black metal to come out of this.
Yeah.
The U.S., the East Coast
So,
in general.
yeah.
Rest in peace for that, but Zabra is definitely a fun. It's definitely different, more atmospheric.
Yeah, Zabarai is amazing.
It's
So
a very
check
good
those
traditional
out.
black metal.
Yeah, so for me,
Mateos?
I love metal. I want to get back into playing metal, to get back behind drums, even if it was just like straight death metal. It's been something that, since I've gotten back on the kit 4 or 5 months ago, has been a drive. But for me, knowing that there's so many local bands here, like up in Schuylkill County, everyone kind of either they transition to like country music or like hard rock. So one of the guys I used to play with, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Crowbots, their bassist, his name is Eddie Collins. I played with him and covered with his band called Now the City. They were like early East Coast, kind of like a Day to Remember style hardcore. So for me, to even get to talk to you guys is awesome, because to see more people passionate about metal. Because there was a time where like, man, metal was really dying off. And that was kind of when I left back in like 2016, 2017. It was kind of stagnant. Like the big thing was essentially boy metal bands, like A Day to Remember, and that really wasn't my thing. I respect them musically, and they're great. But to see, especially local bands like you guys, pushing for a resurgence in like death metal and technical death, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a hard time with like if metal ever really dying, because like I've felt that way, but I've also correlated that to the times where like I did not find meaning in the scene, so I was stepping back, or it was connected more with how I was interacting with it. Like it was always happening. There was they were doing something that maybe I didn't connect with, so I stepped back, and then a couple of years later, it's like, oh yeah, this thing that I enjoy is back, so I'm gonna, I don't know, get in on that side of it.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that when you listen to it all the time. There comes a point where you're like, man, I'm not catching anything. Nothing's really grabbing my attention.
Yeah, and like what are the predominant kind of trends in like the high, like in what is popular in metal? Like I think in the early like 2010s, like it seemed like a lot of like the like the new school thrash revival was really in full swing. Metalcore was kind of dying out, and that was definitely a period where I was not really happy with a lot of what was going on in the mainstream. But then I started finding like Trap Them, and like the crustier hardcore kind of thing.
You
And
said
like,
trapped for a second. I was like,
Nah,
what?
oh yeah, we're
He's a big
mostly
Trapped
we're
fan.
mostly a Trapped cover band.
Yeah.
Actually,
They're coming through real soon.
Thank
fuck them
God.
guys.
They're headlining
they're headstrong to headline
for like
you
20
know?
bands in one day.
Just so,
like,
I
you
saw
know,
that, yeah.
just so you know, I got in an argument with the lead singer of Trap on Twitter.
on Facebook,
Because
Twitter.
Yeah.
he did not like my comment.
Well,
I'm like, bro, why are you attacking me? Get a fucking life.
Yeah, literally.
Were you not headstrong?
No.
It happens to all of us. Yeah.
And so, apparently, as a beef, there's a band called Vicarian.
He has a beef. He has
has
the
many.
beef.
He has
He
the
has-
beef.
Yeah, he is
Wendy's.
the beef. So I want to talk about you
No.
guys. You guys are super into metal, the most extreme. So you're getting back into black metal. Is there anything heavier than that?
Anything heavier than black? I mean, it depends on what you. I think there's a lot of difference in heavy. You know, like black metal can be heavy, like tech death can be heavy. You know, like it just depends. Like I go through these kicks. Like when I want to listen to something just like brutal, fast. Yeah, I'll throw on Archspire, like Cytotoxic, like stuff like that. It's just like slam. Like I don't like. I shouldn't say I don't like slam. Like there's like the whole deathcore thing's not really my thing. But like then I listen to bands like Ingested, like those guys who are playing with it. Those guys are like legends, you know. So it's just like my mood on what I want to listen to. Like I go through like spells, you know. Like I'm like, oh, I'm into black metal now, or I'm into this. Like I just like good music, you know. Like I like the heavy. And as a musician, like. I think it's different, like, for like, different people. Like, I really like riffs. I like drums, you know, and things like that. Like, talking about the Black Dahlia Murder, like, I just love their, like, to me, they're, like, fun music. It's, like, almost like this psychotic carnival ride, you know? And it's, like, I just
Dude,
love...
that shows on stage
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
They love every second of what they do. It is
Right.
such a ride.
So it's, like, what is extreme? Like, I don't know, like... You know, like I'm not necessarily big into like the gore and this stuff, but like sometimes that, you know, that's fun to listen to also, you know. So I just go through these moods.
No.
Keep it rolling.
And like I don't know, like we were talking about Unto Others or like earlier, like that's another like it's kind of a mood. Like sometimes I just like I'm in that mood. I want to listen to. They're not chill, but it's like more chill, you know, like
Yeah.
like it's kind of like I can just sit here and listen to something for a while and space out, like.
I think in some regards, some of that stuff is more emotionally.
Well, that's what I'm
heavy than
saying.
some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It's-
exactly.
I mean,
like,
black metal to me is very intense.
I figured you would need that.
It doesn't. I don't know why I always think of it as the heaviest.
yeah,
but it is
like
very
that's what
intense.
like extreme is like this weird, you know, dynamic. You know, like what's extreme? You know, like people probably think we're extreme, and you know, like I guess it depends on what's that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
We're dad.
you know, like sometimes like I listen to bands and I'm like I just want to listen to fucking guitar wankery, you know, like, and then I do. I'll listen to like bands like Polyphia and stuff like that. That I'm like, I should just put down all my instruments because I suck.
Yeah,
you know, like
I'm nowhere near as good as
yeah,
him.
like anytime I'm thinking I'm like getting good at something, I'm like, let's put on these bands, you know, like.
I'm gonna try the opening part of Nevermind.
Nope, that's out. Nope, can't do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I go from backwoods, fucking bluegrass to
Yeah, like we had a like we've had
I love
bluegrass.
bluegrass.
I love bluegrass. Yeah,
outside of extreme metal, like bluegrass is.
those guys are like.
What is the bluegrass thrash band? Is that Alpha Wolf?
There's Flock of Seagulls or Steven Seagulls,
Stevens.
and Steven Seagulls is
I need to look this up because there is like a bluegrass, like they play banjos and shit in
So,
metal music.
like so I grew up listening like not willingly, but like my dad played bluegrass, and like when I from when I was little and I always played metal and stuff like that, and we always had conversations, and I don't think it like clicked until like I was in my like late teens, early 20s, and he was like, I don't understand how you can listen to that stuff, and I'm like, Dad,
This is-
bluegrass is like the tech death of country music.
So So the band I was thinking of is Native Howl.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
them.
Yeah, you did see
Yeah, I
them.
forgot
They
about
are
those guys for a
They
minute.
they consider themselves technical bluegrass.
Yeah, yeah, and it makes sense. And those guys fucking shred.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
when I went to go see Guar and Necrogoblicon, I didn't really, because I was only hyped for those two, so I'm like, oh, this band's okay. Oh, Necro Cool, yeah, it's on. Oh, Goat Horde, oh, these guys are okay. Oh, Guar, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Goat Horde was very out of place on that bill.
They had some good ass
Go
muscles,
For
though.
would be a band that I would love to see JB's get flow through.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because I think that would be a like
Between them and stabbing. They
like
could easily
yeah
get
we should
stabbing.
you should get stabbed.
I
to come up
should.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to see him pull through 200 stab wound.
yeah, yep. Yeah, we would like some of like we get together. We were
They
like
did
what
play
are
there.
bands?
They-
Oh yeah, they did. That's
Did they?
right. Yeah, yeah,
With Morbid,
With-
they opened for Morbid Angel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Or
that
not
one?
No,
Morbid Angel.
no,
It wasn't
Morbid
Morbid
Angel.
Angel. It was,
Malevolent.
I don't
Malevolent.
remember why
no.
we didn't go.
No.
I think it was like
Obituary?
Obituary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another
200
concert.
Stab Wounds opened up for Obituary when they
Obituary,
came
yeah.
through.
Oh man, I want to see Obituary again.
I want to see stab.
Remember, you guys-
That they should try
Stabbing
with
is
stabbing.
way ahead of 200 stab wounds. Like,
Yeah.
Colton, get them to play.
Oh well.
All right. Can
Get
we-
on that.
Hold the family at gunpoint, do whatever
Just
it takes.
remember, you guys close.
That's the good thing about metal drum pages.
No, it is funny. Like, yeah, through your metal drum pages and like
Dude,
through
there are
guitar
so many
shit.
artists on those types of pages.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
just like
oh, yeah.
posters set up and chit
It's
chat.
so
Like,
small.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
weird.
small,
Like, cause like I'm in guitar communities and stuff, just for like people that have stupid gear, and like you get likes and stuff. You're like, oh, I know that guy. You know, and then you start talking to them, and they're like normal fucking people.
Start just fanboying out.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
talking to Bree and Josh about it. I'm part of the Drummer Universe forum where I had
He
like,
runs the one. Which one do you run?
Drummers community.
Yeah, drummers community.
I have to join that one. When I had a conversation with the current touring drummer from Avril Lavigne and like how he goes about
Yeah.
designing and setting up his drums for
Yeah.
what he does. It was a cool conversation because I never really thought about like trying different like I always think like where I'm comfortable is where I stay, but he finds that when he moves his kit around, he kind of finds a uniqueness and it kind of changes the sound. He plays it totally different because it's not where it used to be. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I never thought of that. Moving it around really would create an anomaly that's different that would force
he
you to
making
play
a
a different
sandwich?
style.
I just did that. I
you
broke
make me a
down
sandwich,
to
Carl?
a 3-piece for the
They're
last month.
Lunchables.
Don't let your bullshit.
Can you
say.
charcuterie me?
The salami.
don't give that man nothing.
Why? It's been super nice to me the whole team. All have actually.
Carl, I bought you an Axe Effects.
So I paid you back.
Allegedly.
You did buy me an axe effect
That you don't use.
that I don't use.
Let's turn it over to you guys. What are you talking about? Bring something up.
You want to talk about politics and shit, right?
No.
I was just.
We were having great dialogue out there. You missed like half an hour of like juice.
Oh, you were talking about aliens. And,
Genocide, everything was
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
We'll
Okay,
go
I'm
down
upset
that
I didn't go
rabbit
out there for a cigarette.
It's never really high.
good. No one's ever really high.
He was at one time.
I was really high.
Well, we have somebody in the room that is, and she cannot handle anything right now. She is,
That's why she's
she's breaking.
That's why she's back cornered, not on camera.
That's fucking-
I don't think those were real Oreos.
Trust in the
We,
process.
we speak
Or-
coded, we speak coded language here like venison.
I mean, I just ate 3 of them.
Or
Girls
perhaps
are 50s a
that
piece.
steak was
You know you
venomous.
can't handle it.
I forgot what they
Buffet
were.
now.
I thought they were only like 20s.
No, they're 50s a piece. You know you can't handle it. I told you. I warned you.
And this is why we always.
As soon as
say
she
we
said
bring
2,
it
I
all.
said
There's always
venison
something.
is
I
best
feel
food.
boy.
Girls just
No, I'm
want to
making a
have
joke of.
fun,
Have you
Mason.
seen The Last of Us?
That's a good
No.
song.
Oh, they make a wink wink nod nod
Yeah.
that venison's human.
That is.
I'm pretty gonna
What?
go here for a
Alright, alright, boy.
Yeah, she's gone. Like, don't even bother asking her questions. She won't respond.
I'm partially here.
She's on
There you
NPC mode. She ain't working.
Can she feel colors right now?
She can
Right.
taste numbers.
Yo, when you
She-
change numbers, it's the best.
So
So,
she
I
literally
just wanna
did
say
this to
thank
get
you
my
guys.
attention. She was like, ooh.
No, this is dope as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, what do we want to talk about? What do you guys want to look for? Like, what do you guys look for from bands? Because, like, we really just play what we fucking like to play. You know what I mean?
That's always the
New
best.
releases,
personally.
progress.
Wow. You guys expect us to do shit.
So
Damn it,
for,
Josh.
for
Now
it,
we can't
man.
do that
Let's-
anymore.
so for
Alright,
me,
disregard that question.
Yeah, fuck that.
No,
That
fuck
sound-
you, man.
No,
That sounded like work for us. So,
so for me, it's
what can you do for us?
well, $20. He's been in there. They just realized you went in there. So for me, it's individuality, and that's something, especially in like tech death and death. A lot of bands, like you listen to a bunch of bands, you're like, sounds sick. Sounds sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's something that really caught my attention with you guys, and I think it's those time signature changes. Where
Yeah.
you go from like these fast, smashy moments to just like super cool, catchy, chuggy riffs.
Well,
And that type of individuality, I think, goes a long way. And I think that's why bands like Undeath, that have a different tone to them, really still stand out. And I think deferring back to the Black Dahlia show, I think that's why Gorguts stood out, because they weren't like any of the other modern metal bands on
They
the
got
bill. They
different
were old
changes
school.
and-
yeah, Gore Guts is like top tier level musicianship too. Like, not to say that Black Dahlia and that's not, but it's like Gore Guts is like
The way they write their music.
the way they
in
write, and
general.
I think we get I think we get bound up in that sometimes, because like even with these 5 songs, like there became a time that we just had to say, okay, draw a line in the sand, they're done. Because you get that way as like a musician, like you listen to it and you're like,
I can fix it. I can make it better.
yeah,
We can do this better.
yeah.
Change it.
And it's like always that thing, like there's that fine line between like, yes, we could put out new stuff because we have some new things, you know, that we've been playing around and fucking with. But it's like that. Is it done, or what can we do with it? You know, and it's a fine line, like when you cut it off and say it's done, because like even these things, like we go back, like when you see us live next week, there's a few songs that we're not gonna play exactly like they are on here, and you're gonna be like, well, that was weird, that was a little different.
Monarch's gonna sound nothing like what it is on there.
Yeah, like some of them we just change them up, you know, like.
Yeah, but I think that's part of finding your voice and
Yeah,
finding your
yeah.
tone. And once you guys find that
You can have
comfortable
your
spot,
You can have your drink if you can reach it. Come on.
Wow. I think she's holding on to the carpet, trying not to fall off.
Yeah, that's
the
the
floor.
point. Come on, you want it,
are
right?
you sure you should have more alcohol?
I think she should.
No.
Let's get the snake
Fuck
out
it.
again.
Let's. All people ordained one kind of snake.
We're gonna do the one in the glass.
Yeah,
She's
watch
already
how you
in
talk
slow
around
motion.
her. Yeah, she doesn't.
Since you asked.
Yeah.
She's living her life in slow mo right now.
Just so
Oh,
you
no.
know, none of us are Tommy Lee.
How many Kevins are here?
5. There's 5.
I woke up today, my name changed to Kevin.
Yo, I had it legally changed.
Mind
I
you,
was
this
waiting for the
motherfucker
text.
is ordained, so he is
Ah.
Lord Reverend Lucas.
Wow.
Now, I had to drop the Lord. Remember the honorable title?
Are you
Yeah,
like,
title
so how
things.
are you ordained? One of my friends went.
Dogs! What the hell is wrong with you?
He did have an
Great
online
audio
course
quality
to
right
it.
here.
Yeah.
Does that work in PA?
Yes.
You can be ordained online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe shut the
I-
hell up.
Because I saw that, like, one of my friends legit, they're getting married in, like, October, and they're like, will you officiate my wedding? I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't care.
Fucking,
And I was like,
you
can I
just
do
have
it
to
in-
go to them like.
I was like, can I do it in gutturals? And they were like, no.
Oh, man.
Yes.
These two would love it.
You gotta go to like
Oh,
the
yeah, I'd
marriage
be there.
counseling offices and get all the right papers and shit. And
Ruby?
follow-
Ruby Ann?
Fuck the hell off.
Oh
Ruby,
shit!
Stop taking all my sandwiches.
I'll be like,
Oh, she gone. Oh, we.
Aria!
Yeah.
Also, are you always the quiet one of the group? Or are you just taking it all in?
What?
Are you always
Sit.
the quiet one of the group?
I've been in the
Sit.
band for like
Good
a month,
girl.
so I don't
No.
have.
He's got
He doesn't want you to know his true self.
No, I just
Quiet
have.
down.
I just have all the other shit
Come
I've
here.
done, and then it's like this. And we're
he's
like,
like taking
oh, yeah.
all this in.
Sit.
He's like, why did I join these
yeah.
guys?
No, you're like, oh, the EP sounds great. I'm like, yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I got nothing for this one.
But honestly, like, the vocals that are on here versus what he's going to give you guys on Friday, much better over here.
Why, thank you.
Like, that thing was like pulling teeth to get the vocals where they were on there. Was a lot of, let's say, studio magic in the
Breathe.
background.
I think it's just I don't know. Like I've played instruments. I have like a musical background. I understand.
How
where
many
the
fingers
microphone-
are lining up?
I have a pretty clear understanding of what makes good vocals.
Her next
no,
drink is
like,
a liquid
so-
death.
like you are in the pocket most of the time, which is where vocals
It
should
took
be.
you too long.
Yeah.
But when
It
you're
took you
not
too
in the
long.
pocket, it makes
It
sense.
took you too long, sweetie.
And-
You fucked.
And like the thing, like in Death We not in Death We Trust, in Choking on the Ashes, there's a part in there that's towards the end that like we're like, no, it's got to be like old school at the gates, like with the
Yeah.
fucking beat, and it's not like that on there. And he came in the first time. That's actually the song that he sent us. So it's kind of funny how Brooke ended up in the band. Like when we were looking for singers last year, he actually had sent us some stuff to try to get like to join us back then.
Kiss ass.
Brown nose.
Oh,
Well, no,
already
it
up
was
there.
it was actually after we were already working with Chris, and he
Yeah.
sent us he legit sent us a here's a stripped down audio with me doing vocals, and we were like, that's pretty fucking dope. But we already had like Chris was filling in at that point.
I thought to be a
I just thought I sucked. I didn't know
No,
I had to get back to that.
and then
Fuck
Chris
this.
stepped down. So Chris will like he's a Torture Ascendancy. If you like black metal, check out his other band Veil Burner. That's completely it's a recorded thing. Fucking dope as shit. If you like black metal, check that out for sure. But he was like, I gotta step down and do that stuff because it's taking up too much time with basically the three bands. And then that's, like Brooke was like immediately like, hey, sent you this song, and it was like, yeah, dude, let's get him in there. And it was just like the timing, like last year didn't work out. In the end, it works out, and he was like, he and I were talking back and forth. He was like, I'll play bass or do vocals, whatever. He was like, I just want to be in your band. I love you guys. And I was like, dude, cool. Pay me $20. And then he like Venmo'd me some cash.
Yeah, I did $150. I thought that was
Yeah.
a
Man,
admission fee.
you
Oh,
gotta,
yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
pay a position fee.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
If
it's
it's
like
that.
Metal's very
Yeah.
lucrative.
Yeah,
after
it's
all.
Yeah,
very,
that's how
very
they- that's how all
lucrative,
the
yeah.
other band members
Yeah.
make their money.
Yeah.
I'm only in this for the money.
For the
because,
money. That's why we're
yeah,
all
it
in this
flows
pretty much.
as
Yeah.
the mead in Valhalla.
Yeah. Like we're all in this for the money, nothing else. Like we're
You know what I
crushing
look-
it.
I look
You hear
forward
that,
to
y'all?
most
Fuck
on
you
Friday
guys.
Is hearing that opening scream of Monarch. Don't know why. That. Oh.
He
I don't
doesn't
do it,
He
so,
doesn't do
yeah.
it, so you're gonna be waiting for a while.
Yeah.
But like,
I do a lot of
You
other
won't hear
screams
it.
though.
he
so
does a
you'll
lot of
hear-
like honestly, like if you like that, like
You'll
Yeah.
hear.
yeah, no, like if you like this, like I swear to God, it'll be interesting to hear. Like we'll come find you afterwards and be like, do you like that or do you like this? Because like to me, like in
Monarch
the
is
band,
all like blast beats now.
yeah, it's like we've changed stuff and like we've made it faster.
I'll just be at your merch booth. That's where you can find me.
No, like
I'm
it'll be
sitting on your
interesting,
table.
like to see how you like some of it is
You'd
it's
be
like
sitting on your
so
table like a
much.
French girl, ready to be painted.
It's like so much more like it just fits.
You prefer vest on or vest off?
It depends on what's under it.
New shirts.
This is actually our side hustle is painting people, so like,
Yeah.
we're fucking set.
Yeah. No, I mean it's gonna be. This is gonna be the first show we play live with a bass player. We're gonna be like, what is that low end thing happening?
It's like I felt like the SpongeBob caveman when I heard her bass. I was like, yeah.
Oh, not the I'm gonna head out.
Has this been weird? Because like you just have not had a bassist this whole time. I don't know. I also feel like the bass and the drums are like.
No,
this
they're
and
usually
that.
like that, but we've like I
They
said,
use 7 strings. They don't need a fucking.
we've used
I
7
played
strings, and
3
we've
years.
dialed in so much. We've played shows like, oh, what the hell was that show we did? It was one of the shows at JB's, and it was when we played with Skeletal Remains. And the one dude came up like after the show. He's like, "I didn't even realize you guys didn't have a bass player until like." Thursday." He was like, 'cause he came over and he was like, "You guys are so
Hurry up.
fucking thick." He was like, "I didn't realize you didn't have a bass player until like 3 hours."
It is like high praise because I side eye the hell out of bands when they don't have bassists.
Yeah, but we don't
If
have
you're
like,
a bassist, that happens.
It's not even like so like Pig Destroyer gets away with it because like they just sounded really good live, but like
yeah, but like,
Maybe.
we
a
don't
lot of
do,
bands just
like,
did not compensate for it.
But
like,
we never
in the
tried to
EQ.
do the fake like we're gonna have backing track basses.
Yeah.
We were
No.
just like fuck
We
the
just had
bass
the
player
girth.
Yeah.
in general.
we had the girth without the.
Giggity.
So when we had seen
Yeah.
August Burns,
Yeah.
not August, when we seen Hatebreed
Yeah.
live, they played without a bassist and 3 guitarists.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was real.
I mean, you can do that if you're Iron Maiden or Skinner.
And the thing was,
or
like,
the Suicide Puppets.
the thing was, is it
That
was
one Spinal Tap
fucking
song.
like that fat thick sound.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was
Who was
so
the
good.
deathcore band that did that?
What?
Was it Whitechapel or one of them?
So
played
they had 3 guitars, but they also had a bassist.
Yeah, which was like the most generic things ever, because you're like.
Acacia Strain, I think, had 3 guitarists, and then they went down to 1 because that's all they needed.
Well, no, but that was
Yeah,
like
because they all played
Whitechapel
the
too,
same
because you're
thing. I
like,
do remember that.
you have 3 bass guitarists and you're doing the same riff.
So
And-
Whitechapel,
but you're doing this
like,
together, which is cool.
And they're on like 7 and 8 strings.
Yeah.
it's like, so I'll say for Whitechapel, the first couple albums made a lot of sense for it, but they got progressively less and less sense.
Well, Periphery kind of did the 2-3 guitar player, but they could all fucking rip. As much as I hate them as a band for the wankery.
They still.
So how do you
They could
guys
rip.
feel about Johnny Booth?
So the other band I'm in opened for Johnny Booth, and that was pretty dope. Really cool guys, decent sound.
Fucking slap.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see him live, but I'm
They
like,
played it. We played with them down at JV's in Harrisburg. Super
little
cool.
one? I didn't know they did shows in that one.
Yeah, we played with we played with Johnny Booth down there. I play in Symptoms also, which is like a D-beat hardcore band. But we played with Johnny Booth last summer.
I gotta go.
You're gonna,
Peace.
you're,
I
gonna,
gotta get Waylon.
you're gonna go poop.
No, I gotta get Waylon.
Thanks for
That's
coming,
his
man.
son.
Appreciate
Nice
it. We
job,
will see
brother.
you Friday.
Code name
Thank
for
you.
anything else.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, they're really
Publishing
good.
board.
Super nice guys.
Aria.
Their music's kind of like out there, which is cool.
Aria.
That's the one thing
Yeah.
I found that they kind
Aria-
of have
Aria.
a different.
They have a different
tone.
sound. Yeah. Like that was a weird show for us because like the band that I'm in, that opened for them is like I said, like a D-beat hardcore, like old school hardcore band, and it was kind of interesting to play with Johnny Booth, but it was like the other bands were more like that sort of mathcore-ish, and then we played, and then Johnny Booth played, but it was definitely cool as shit.
Setting up shows like that is hard. You're like, what's the order? And you're like, well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see, the little challenge.
But you get that around here too. Like, I mean, we've played like a few of us out here, like us, Verminoff, Torture Ascendancy. Like, if we can't all play shows together all the time, so it's like when we get on shows that are like the local shows, it's kind of like do they really fit in? Do they not? Because we're not deathcore. There's a lot of deathcore bands. We're not hardcore. We're not slam. You know, it's like it's like where
where do we fit in modern metal right now?
Yeah,
Well, we're
like-
just death metal. That's the problem.
Yeah, like we're too metal for some of the bands, you know, like but we're not like breakdowny enough. for
Don't
these
break
bands.
down enough for the
Yeah.
rest. And
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like I mean, we all like seeing people punch each other in the face, but at the same time, we're not just writing breakdowns. You know,
Man,
like,
You can punch to many different riffs. It's like
Can-
doesn't matter. You get
Yeah.
punched in the face,
Oh.
you still lose your glasses.
yeah, you can lose your glasses to anything.
Yo.
Yeah, but you guys have like an old school mosh vibe.
Yeah.
Like to just get in and start pushing people.
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Circle pits.
Yeah, and that's like we were talking about before, like our buddies in Verminoff and like us and Torture. We all have this like in Murder Method, like we're all like this different, like we're all death metal, but we all like hit the different points, you know, like so it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. And like so like just about a few times a year down in York, they'll put a show up at the Kennel that generally all of us play at like once a year, just to have like a show of the local death metal bands, you know, which is kind of cool. But like, it would be fun to always play together, but you can't do that, you know,
no,
like. So it's like trying to find those shows like where we fit.
it's like putting
you know?
on a local tour and then be like, all right, those 4 shows were cool, but
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
take a break here.
yeah. Like, so you can play at like the Kettle in York, and then you can come up here to JV's. But then it's like tour.
And there's definitely gatekeeping between venues and promoters.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and there's also the phenomenon you don't want to oversaturate your locale.
Yeah.
This is definitely a big thing for a lot of bands. Like, it's the paradox. How do you play often and not do that?
Yeah.
Right? Except
Yeah.
in rotation, but like,
yeah. And like I think like Love Drafts, man, they'll like throw a metal show and then the next week they have like a goth rock band. And then-
Drag show.
Yeah, then they'll throw like a drag show. and
we
it's
got
like,
invited
and
to
death
play a
metal.
wrestling show.
Yeah, back to death metal.
They wanted us
That's
to play a
fucking
wrestling show, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
they do
probably should've
host
done it,
like
but-
a
Yeah, that
local.
sounds dope.
Oh yeah,
They do host like a local wrestling league at Love Drafts in Mechanicsburg.
Yeah.
They are just a mixed bag of nuts.
They really are. But honestly, the local scene around here, and like to me, it seems like it's growing at a decent rate, but not super saturated. I would say deathcore and hardcore need to kind of pump the brakes a little bit.
PA's had a big hardcore scene
There's a big hardcore.
I don't
Well,
think it needs to pump the
last
brakes,
20
but,
years. It's not. It's just what it is. Like I think he was in Boston for a while. But the Boston hardcore scene's like idyllic.
One of your beers.
Well,
if this
That's-
is more opportunity for me to see Wisdom and Chains, like fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I will.
Well,
100%
come on, it's
I lived in
Pennsylvania.
Boston for
We
like
get
6
bored here.
years, and it was
Remember?
like,
All we have is mountains, Amish, rednecks.
Yeah.
There's no fun here.
Yeah, you think Pennsylvania would be pumping out fucking black metal bands with the lack of atmosphere?
Well, I gotta trend the butter, and then I gotta go feed the horses and the cows.
Ran into a fucking sick breakdown.
There we go, Amish core. That's your
Amish
next,
core,
That's
there's
your
a
I
next.
mean, that's not that far off. Like, I'm from Lancaster. Like, we had all the Christian metalcore bands. Like,
Oh man.
the Amish metalcore where you have like a gas powered like line 6 or something. Like,
I'm
it
from
checks
Perry
out.
County. We got nothing but farmland out here.
Wait.
Yeah.
Howard.
he's Amish, is what he said.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm from Lancaster.
Yeah, she's
I'm
Amish, too.
intrigued.
Oh hell yeah!
How do you say coffee?
Fuck
I
you.
guess
The
I
way I say coffee is just fine. You
That
leave
was-
me alone.
that was
coffee.
Jersey as
Well, that
fuck.
was Jersey. That was not Lancaster.
The only person I've ever heard say coffee like that is her.
That is-
Besides,
that's
Yeah,
not-
she-
That is not Lancaster. That's
You're an
your
anomaly.
He was trying to get
You're
some
a
wrong
monk.
with you.
Let's
You
get
weirdo.
Nicole here.
What's that?
Let's get Nicole.
Yeah,
She'll know.
she'll know. Should
What?
we FaceTime her in?
Wait, who are we FaceTiming and what?
Don't worry, honey. Just sit back
Yeah,
down
you
and
just,
take a nap.
eat food out there.
Did you just eat all the meat, Carl?
He's gotta get swole. Like,
Carl, do you
That
want
kills people. You
Carl.
put 37 holes in the man.
That's it.
Tell me how to run, please.
do you want us to bring a wing platter?
Only hands can
Yeah.
satisfy.
Carl.
Oh my fucking god, that was amazing.
I actually, I tell women my name is CJ to avoid this conversation.
Understandable.
I hope you
He
guys,
does.
I
What
hope you
now?
understand this.
Anytime he says they're like, oh, we met your guitar player CJ. I'm like, you mean Carl?
Because the rate of like being friends goes up, but the rate of getting laid goes horrifically down.
This man's
I
gonna
wouldn't
murder
be just
me.
like, oh, you mean Carl? I'd be like, you mean Carl?
Carl.
That or it's
That kills me.
Like, that's like having the name Keith. Like, you're fucked.
I mean,
You're
Kevin's.
like,
a
might as well
cool
just be
name.
Chad. Like,
Kevin's,
Just an
Just name
alright
yourself
name.
Kevin's
Chad
like a top
Thundercock.
5 name.
It's alright.
dude, in Germany, Kevin's an insult.
I'm not
Did
in
you know
Germany.
that?
Just so you know.
Everywhere else,
Kevin's their Karen. Like,
everywhere else in the U.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
in the
say
world,
Kevin's Karen
Germany
here,
is an
so-
insult. So
Germany's a mistake.
You sneeze in Germany and they're like, kill him.
yeah, everything in Germany is an insult. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I gotta send you. I
Fucking
gotta
most
send you a documentary
aggressive
of
You
this.
language
say like
after
"I love
Dragonborn.
you" in German, it sounds like you're swearing at somebody.
Fick dish.
Yeah,
Ich liebe dich!
yeah,
Well, the funny thing is, I just swear in German.
whatever.
I love you is a swear.
Yeah, like, in
Like
German,
a
it sounds
swear
like it.
off.
It sounds like it. Like you could be like "I love you" in German, and it's like
That's Ich liebe dich.
yeah, it sounds like you just fucking cuss someone out.
Yeah, no,
Ich
that's
liebe dich. What do I do, bro?
Yeah, you're like whoa, whoa.
you're getting your fucking stomp. Yeah,
they
your
were
ass
telling me
stomped out.
about Puma shoes that looked like Hitler.
Yeah, that was
And
the big
I
thing.
didn't believe them until
Yeah,
I looked it
yeah.
up.
Look
Fuck
it up.
did you
Google
say?
it.
I'm just trying to have a
Right,
beer.
like it
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
no,
hurts the
Google
brain
it.
a little
It's
bit.
I was like, I
like,
saw
yours
that
was like
just
from
like-
Germany.
Yeah, like so my son plays soccer, right? So we're always looking at shoes. He's a big soccer player, so he loves Pumas and all this stuff. And he was like, "Did you see these new shoes that are getting like canceled online?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "Apparently they look like Hitler." So I looked them up, and I'm like, "Oh, they do. That is fucking terrible."
They do.
Like,
Oh god.
Oh,
yeah. Like somehow how that got past? Like
QC.
Yeah.
Marketing fucking fumbled the bag on that one.
Yeah.
What's really fucked is that like, Puma is a German company,
Yeah.
and literally the founder of it made rockets for Nazi
Yeah.
Germany. So
This
This
was
is
a
a
dog
German
whistle.
company,
This
too.
was a wink, wink,
this
nudge,
goes
nudge.
way
Yeah.
back.
This is like, hey, remember the good old days? Wink, wink, nudge,
Yeah.
nudge. The trains.
I think,
I think
Safaza needs a pair of shoes.
Like we were, like he said that, and I was like, "You're shut up!" Like this is my son, he's 16, so he knows more about the interwebs than I do. But anyways, I was like, "You gotta be." There's no way that happened anywhere. I like pulled it up on my phone, just like you guys did. I'm like, "That's fucking terrible."
Fucking
Also, you
forgot
keep calling
that.
yourself old, but I don't see a pair of New Balance.
No.
Not yet.
I'll
You
at
leave
least-
those at
home?
I leave those at home.
The white
Yeah.
New Balance.
He has like
grass
3
stained
pairs, so
with the
they're all in the
whole
same
road.
Trade
quality.
them.
Damn.
We're business casual at work, so I wear those shits to work.
He's got a pair for the grinds, a pair
Yeah,
for
the
the
cherry
dog.
ones, the dog shitter ones, and then like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I
I
have to
got
go
the
to a restaurant.
woodworking ones and the garage ones.
Man of culture,
That's
understandable.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
He goes out in
50 Shades of
plaid
New Book.
cargo shorts and a button.
That's right.
Shades of
You own a Corvette too?
I would never spend that much money on an American vehicle.
That's
Understandable.
why there's a Toyota in my driveway.
I drive a Nissan.
I can't say much because right now I'm driving a clapped Honda. Hell, the badge fell off and I'm putting it clapped on it.
Yeah.
I saw
But
a clapped Honda at Turkey Hill. I
Nice.
thought it was you for a minute. I was like, I was like, wait, no, he just got inspected. That bitch is loud as fuck. Like it was squeaking the whole time.
That's when you know it's broken in.
But
It's
no,
like jeans.
That's when it's in its fucking
Yeah.
prime.
so Kevin.
It's like jeans or boxers. They're not comfortable until they have holes in them.
So me and Kevin were talking about like a new car if I ever have to get a new one, and I'm torn. But I think I know what I'm getting. I'm getting this 1979 Chevy fucking like van.
I mean, does it have a wizard on it?
No, but down its primers we're putting a mirror
yet.
on it.
Not yet.
The plan is, you know the painting of Creation of Man with Adam reaching out to God?
Yes.
I'm gonna have Necro Goblicon's John Goblicon reaching out to Scorpion.
Nice.
On the back doors is just gonna be like the exit to Chili's.
Yeah, if you're gonna do a van like that, you gotta have something very terrible on the side.
I'm eyeing it up. It's like 77,000 miles, 10 grand.
I mean, if you think about it, if it's from the 70s and it's still lasting,
Yeah.
it's gonna last another 30 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is tempting. I can do
Yeah.
all kinds of dumb shit with
Yeah.
it.
It's rolling probable cause.
And, and you don't have to pass
Going into the kitchen.
emissions.
Does anybody?
Oh,
want to
because
Because it's old.
good.
not even that. Perry County,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
even worry about that. That clapped Honda, shop caddy.
Yeah.
Don't have to care.
Yeah.
$2 grand, I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, you just roll with that thing. I feel like that's what we should do. Like, if we ever would get a vehicle.
Get it?
Right, van.
No, like, oh no, the best part is the back part of the van.
Or, like, 70s RV.
Actually, no, here's the best part of the van. The back part, the interior, barred out.
Shag.
Shag and
Oh.
barred out. Has a TV, has a little, like, shitty ass mini fridge in it.
Could
Good
you put a
joke that we
mattress
should
in?
get
Yes.
like
I
get
think
like
it
a-
already has one in the very, very back.
It comes with a mattress.
I think it does.
Stained.
Pre-cum.
Tired of
Pre-cum.
Pre-stained.
What'd
If
you say?
it's not, we'll make it.
What did you say? It's called broken in.
You're relaxed? Is
Fuck
that,
yeah, I'm relaxed.
you're like, I'm in the van.
You gotta drink that beer, bitch. It's open now.
I think we should get like
Fucking bastard,
a
I'm
van,
hungry
and
as
then
shit,
you set up like a TV and some video
Hey, you
game
wanna throw
systems.
me a
Then it's like it's the
cracker?
party van. Like
Like, that's whole-key what I thought, because there was
It's alright, he ate half the
Happy
meat.
place in your brain.
you spend $50 at the merch
Austin
table, then you
cracker.
get to come play
Fucking
video
yeah.
games with us.
No, with the van, the way the
Actually,
van.
something the Lich van with like the built-in,
Oh.
like shitty air conditioners was pretty legit.
Yeah,
No,
but by any means necessary.
but the best part about it, it has like shelves already pre-built in for like bottles, all kinds of whiskey bottles
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I said, or
They
it
had
has
a
a
built-in bunk, remember?
it has a built-in power supply for a TV. So I'm thinking like, I have an old PS2. I got a bunch of old PS2
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Fucking gut that bitch though, a nicer TV in there, throw that
What if we do,
motherfucker in there.
like an 80s Winnebago.
For some reason, I have a fond memory of a picture of Black Dahlia touring, and this is probably like 2007 or 8.
They did have a
Like,
Winnebago.
Deflorate just came
Yeah.
out, and watching a tour on that, they were ass to the head, like fucking sleeping like 3 or 4 in the fucking back of the van. Like,
Yeah, they had like a Winnebago.
So you think like the American dream of touring death metal, like that was it. Like thinking like.
Like the best part is like I showed my boss. I'm like, this actually might be what I'm getting next. He's like, what you filling that thing with? Yeah, I'm going deer crawling break. Fuck.
I'm
fuck
feeling
everything
like we
else.
should, like, if we did it right, we would do like a school bus.
That's what my dad.
A
used
short-
to
short-
do back
short
in the
bus.
day.
Yeah,
I
short
think that's
bus,
where
got
it's
it.
at.
I know one up for sale on Facebook. You want to drive for it? It's a twin turbo LS7 that does wheelies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into that.
I don't want a diesel vehicle.
Does Tesla make a school bus yet?
No.
Tesla's truck.
Also,
can't
don't
even
buy
run.
a Tesla.
Yeah, why would you buy a Tesla? Fuck that.
Because
The
we could
ultimate
play on it.
Because Elon Musk is going to take us to the moon.
Sure. Did you hear about that rocket breaking?
Dogecoin.
They did that on purpose, actually.
It was called what?
Yeah, they called that
Unscheduled
unplanned disassembly.
Unscheduled
What's the
disassembly.
proper term
Oh
for
yeah, I
it?
forgot they did. When only like fucking what 13 out of the 30 launchers, the mini rockets were actually on.
I mean, like when you watch the
What is
Falcon
this,
X
Kerbal Space
lands
Program?
the platform, like that shit is pretty baller.
It is
like,
fucking dope. But when I read that and they were like, oh yeah, it was unplanned disassembly, I'm like, are you guys writing death metal songs now?
Bro, that launch pad was
It's a
destroyed.
decent tech death song. Unplanned disassembly.
I'm
Think
writing
about
it
it.
down. I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Unplanned disassembly. Sounds like some shit Volvinia would write.
You're like Corpse Grinder's gonna take that if you don't jump on
Yeah,
that.
it's
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking on. it.
Unplanned disassembly.
That sounds like the PC way in like an OSHA manual.
That's probably where the hell they got it from.
Well, we know the next
Yeah,
single
workers-
EP from Humanity Decayed it will
Workers
be
experience
unplanned
Unplanned
disassembly.
disassembly.
Oh shit.
Kind of into it, actually.
That sounds like a hard.
Makes a good fucking song.
It does. That's a slapping title.
Can be about
That's
anything.
the next album name right there.
Don't take it, I'm using it. By myself, but fuck you.
It's the fight of the Kevins. Be
The fight-
interesting.
yeah, we could do like
Bro,
rock, paper,
he
scissors.
towers over me by like 3 feet. I'm
Hey,
good.
hey, hey.
Like fighting him.
Yo, I got a trick for that. Try harder.
Did you notice it's drummer syndrome? Like,
He left. Colton left. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." There's 2 drummers here.
I'm sorry. I could have set my kid up. You guys came earlier, he could have played.
He could have played.
But I
That
had
would've
to,
been-
it sits here, so I had to rip it
He
down.
would have just played blast beats.
His feet wouldn't touch the floor. You'd have to spin down low.
It lowers easily. Look, Lucas's knees are.
He's
in
not
his
gonna
chest.
watch this. We're fine.
Carl. He's probably watching with his son
Carl?
right now.
Yeah, he's probably sitting there like, look at my friends, look at my friends. Oh, they're making fun of me.
Yeah, he seemed like he kind of drifted off in the madness pretty quickly. I don't know if it was his fault or the alcohol.
I did not smoke him up. So we're
Oh. He just
Allegedly.
shut himself down. But with how bad he was huffling that food down, and you had to been feeling something.
I don't know.
I just want to say again, I appreciate you guys joining
No,
us,
this
and
is
we
dope
fucking,
as
we
hell,
absolutely look forward to fucking seeing you guys on Friday. I'm excited. Here's the thing that has me really excited, and it gets all of us excited when bands are like, "Yeah, you heard the album, right?" We're like, "Yeah." We're like, "We're fucking better live." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
we're
"No, the
better
fuck, you're
live,
not.
for
Shut up,
sure.
you can't be." And
We're
they're like,
better
"No,
live, for
we're
sure,
better
yeah.
live."
I'm bringing
Oh, she's
multiple
dying.
Is
things
she
into
dying?
this, and we're
She's
on
dying.
the
I'm dying.
She's dying.
That's what you get when you think you have pickles.
This is great audio content.
Please hold while we
Sample that.
audio. All right. Sorry for the delay. We kind of took a food and a shot break.
I know.
Bass and vocals at the same time. That's something you always wanted to do, or you were either or?
So I have fit whatever was necessary for me in the bands that I've been in terms of like, you know, I started out in Lancaster, I moved to Philadelphia, and then I came back here a couple of years ago, and like, you go through, like, I've played guitar in bands, I've played bass in bands, I've done vocals in bands, I've just kind of fit whatever was needed of me at the time. Like, I had bands where I was the main writer, and so I was playing guitar, I was playing I was doing vocals. I had bands where they just needed a bass player, so I jumped in on that. I had bands where the main vocalist dropped out, and I just took that on as a new duty. So I'm kind of a Swiss Army knife in that regard. I will bring out whatever's necessary in the project.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
That's key for a lot of bands.
So for me, like, I started as a punk rock bassist. That's how I got into music. I was in band, and a bunch of my friends were like, "We want to do punk covers."
Oh yeah,
like, all right, cool, that's fun.
That is 100% where I came from. I grew up on punk rock. I learned to play bass to like Rancid and Anti-Flag songs.
Fucking Rancid.
I fucking love Rancid. This time of year is actually like I consider it Rancid season. It's like it's starting to get sunnier out. I'm starting to get kind of happy, so it's time to put on, you know, Let's Go, and Out Come the Wolves. So
how do you feel about Celtic punk?
I enjoy it. I mean, like Flogging Molly, you know, the Pogues, Dropkick Murphys.
So the local guy that I was telling you about, Hold Fast.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with them, but I
Listen
probably
to
enjoy
them.
it.
They're like, so the one thing that really made me like them is they're like grunge Celtic punk. They have a very Ruby. They have a very dark tone that immediately like drew my attention, and it's like, holy shit!
I
these
probably
guys-
enjoy it. So the last band I was in, Frost Giant, was kind of like mellow death with like folk metal. So it was, but the interesting thing about it is like essentially the main writer, his journey is kind of similar in that I think he grew up in punk. He like got into hardcore and then like metalcore, introduces the mellow death elements, and then he's getting into like European like folk metal and stuff. But he still has that old school punk aspect to it. And if you really think about it, those old bands like Strung Out, Bad Religion, you know, the melodic punk bands actually have a lot in common with Insufferum and those like folk bands, in that you have those big hooky choruses, you have those circle pit rhythms present. And so in Frost Giant, I was actually playing a lot of very folk bass lines where I'm just kind of going between like the root note and the fifth, you know, like an octave down, like. So I even brought that in the one song "Violent Famine."
Yeah,
I was like,
the arpeggios.
I'm going right straight to like the like folk
The
black metal kind of thing.
yeah.
Dude, I am so fucking stoked to hear you guys live now.
If we have to cut one, that's gonna be the one we made.
So yeah, I think I stoked to that one. But so that was like the folk aspect was something that like I definitely was keyed in on. I mean, I was into it earlier in my career, but like I played with Arcona, I played with like Corpaclani. Cut the audio.
I'll just dial that game back a little bit.
Alright, yeah. No, get more vomiting in the
Yeah, if we get a little bit more vomiting in the
Oh man,
monitor.
can we? Hang on, we're gonna.
Trying to rush, and we should have told you, but it was kind of funny at that point because the woman was.
No, this
You
entire
guys were like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get fucked.
No,
up.
no.
everybody pulled up. He's like, Carl, jump through the back. I'm not gonna let like Ian get out and let you get in.
So,
Like,
anyways, we're in line for Morbid Angel. Carl's got like he filled up whatever it was with booze, and he's like, we're like, yeah, we just want to go in, and he's sitting there like. And he started to suck down whatever it was.
My name
He's,
is
like,
also
hanging it,
Boozer.
Like started giving it to other people and stuff. And the woman in line's like, "Hey, she was like, come on up." And we're like, "Yeah." We're like, "Oh, we're waiting for our buddy."
wife ain't dying.
She's like, "Which one is he?" And we're like, "Oh, it's the
No,
big
you-
guy down there."
I was looking at how you snatched the bottle like
And we're
he
like,
was stealing it.
"It's the big guy down
Oh,
there."
no,
like,
it's just on my
and she's
neckband.
like, "All right, cool." let me scan his ticket. Like, when he comes up, we'll just let him in. We're like, all right, cool. So we all walked in, and Carl starts just chugging the shit.
That's a smart way to do it. Faster you down it.
Carl, you're
Quicker
going
hit
to
your head.
Enslaved tomorrow? You want to go see Enslaved tomorrow?
Where? Baltic?
Yeah, Baltimore. We're going to see Enslaved. Brooke doesn't want to go because he's a pussy.
You said you wanted to go.
I've seen Enslaved multiple times. I love Enslaved. I've played with Insomnium multiple times.
But you
Great
didn't
live
play with
band.
Enslaved.
I have not. That would actually be a bucket list item. I fucking love Enslaved.
Enslaved is awesome.
Yeah, that's like.
They rarely come to the U.S., which is why I want to go see them tomorrow.
It's definitely worth seeing. I've already seen them twice, and like I kind of value time with my daughter.
Did you see him at Union Transfer?
What?
That's the noises I make when
I think so. It was like a couple Doom bands. Yob was on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah, it was.
I
it was a
feel,
while
I
back,
feel
but it was
seeing
great.
bands that don't
We were
come back
there.
a lot.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
fucking
like-
Enslaved
if you
is
like black
great.
metal-
in terms of black metal, like that's one of my top bands.
And you've never seen Enslaved? Buy a ticket, go see Enslaved tomorrow. Play down in
I'm a
Baltimore.
broke bitch. I just gave you all my money so I could come see you guys.
Get fucked, Kevin.
I will give you $20 back so you come and see Enslaved tomorrow.
Yeah, great band.
Great band.
They
Like,
pull it off live.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. I think they like in the old. If you go back and check out their stuff from like the first wave of like
Yeah.
Norwegian black metal, that stuff holds the fuck up. They got a little wonky.
they got a little
around,
wonky
like,
that
Mardum,
last. Yeah, yeah.
But then like everything from Issa to the modern stuff
Yeah.
is fucking great. Even when they changed like their keyboard player who does a lot of the cleans stuff, it was fine. Like
Yeah.
it was just a very.
That's what I
seamless
really like about the
transfer.
new one is that it's like an homage to like the older shit that they did. Like, and
It was
they're
good.
another one that's just like they're like just that atmospheric emotion that they create with their music.
Yeah. I think it's more captivating to me than a lot of atmospheric
Yeah.
black metal. To be honest, a lot of it, I've kind of got to this point where like, remember I was listening to Burzum one time, and I was like, you know, whatever like the atmosphere this is going for, I actually do not want to have any part of it because
But,
it
like-
just make me feel bad. But like,
Yeah,
Enslaved is almost more like
Enslaved. You could sit there and like listen to for like several hours and just like chill.
it's just gonna make you
Yeah.
reflect on consciousness.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
it's the feeling of
So,
being like
yeah,
a
you guys are
Norwegian
you will
peasant.
love
That finds like
Winter.
Defines like mushrooms.
Do
or
I like
something.
Winger?
It's-
Yeah,
That's a little more
Winger's fucking
cerebral
awesome.
than I
Nordic
usually go
Winter?
for.
Oh, I
You
thought you
like
said
that?
I think it's pretty.
I thought you
atmospheric
said
music.
you like Winger, and I was like, fuck yes. Who
I'm
doesn't?
wearing a headset on
Yeah,
stage.
it's like
It's
who
fucking
doesn't
great.
like Winger? But
Now, if you guys like that type of music
Yeah.
that makes you reflect, Nordic Winter is definitely going to be a band. To
like Agalloch is like one of my big all-time.
They said they're gonna do
They
a few
might
shows.
do, yeah. They might come back and do Death Fest next year.
So Agalloch and Alsace, so like,
Yeah.
I love that's some baller shit.
Yeah, like if you
I'll
like
say
stuff,
so.
if you've never listened to Agalloch, check them out because it's like fucking great,
In terms of like American black metal,
Oh,
Agalloch
yeah.
is like top
the
tier.
best. Yeah,
Dude, that is it. Fucking Maryland Death Fest next year.
yeah. But that's the
I'm
one
like,
that they say that they might be playing. Yeah.
Dude, I've been eyeballing it because I think Abbott is on that bill
Yeah,
and shit already.
yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck.
The thing
yeah.
about like Abath is like the most wholesome fucking like. I love watching videos of Abath because he's like the most.
You see that video of
Yeah.
him right?
He is like the most. He
Face
is
plants?
like the most wholesome fucking individual
Yeah, he-
in the face of the earth, and then he's like in a black metal. Like I love that.
in
dude.
one of the
like,
most notorious.
Ever watched that video of him
Yeah.
with it was one of his videos for Guitar World where he's doing a tutorial for like Tyrants, and he's like, oh, this is very hard to do without singing. And so then he's just fucking playing and screaming.
There was a
Like
video that.
while he's wearing like a goddamn like button-down shirt with his
Yeah,
fucking
when
chest
he's
hair
not in
popping
like
out.
full
Yeah.
makeup, he's got like Hawaiian
Yeah, there's
shirts
a
on. He's
video.
like, that's a tape, dude.
Oh, what the fuck's his name? The guy from High on Fire and all the other bands.
Yeah, Matt Pike.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Pike.
Matt. There's a video of him and Matt Pike together.
Yeah.
That's the funniest shit ever because they're just stoned out of their minds. It-
Yeah,
it's-
Abbott is the shit.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a good
like-
dude.
It's so like
He's
I
a
was
real one. He's a
Yeah,
real
Yeah.
one.
I was talking to like Jamie and I were talking about that the other day, like about how it's funny, like these super like death metal vocal guys and like black metal guys, like outside of the guys who are like in the spectrum, they're some of the most like wholesome, like funny,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they're
down
like
to
the most
earth
chill
fucking
people
people,
you
yeah.
can talk to.
they're like, yeah, we
Yeah.
just do this because it's fucking metal and we
Yeah,
love
it's
metal.
fun.
Like
yeah,
even
yeah.
the dudes in Mayhem,
Yeah,
since
oh, yeah.
they've reunited and gone back on.
I mean, when
tour,
they're not trying to get each other to kill them, kill each other.
dude, that whole thing with them is. It's
I
a,
mean,
it is a
I
fucking
would be really
terrifying
disappointed
story.
if Macaulay Culkin's brother played me in our band. Like that would piss me off.
You
Like
don't
if I
even
didn't
get
get,
Macaulay Culkin in this?
like if I didn't get Macaulay Culkin, I got his fucking brother.
Yeah.
Like that would push me over the edge.
The funny thing is they were not happy with the movie. People were like, "What'd you think of it?" They're like, "It was fucking bullshit."
Well, but the movie was also based on the book, which took liberties.
Oh shit! Never give up.
Was it based on Lords of Chaos?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Metallica video from Death Mag? Oh, fuck me.
No,
You don't
I
ever pass up to
Metallica to me
there's a-
like really hasn't been relevant since I don't know.
Clearly saying anger. I mean, like,
The kids will
The
say
memes.
That was in the bad
Have
way.
you guys
Spotlight
listened
for the
to
bad way.
72 Seasons?
I listened to some of it and
It took me 3 times to get all the way through.
It's awful.
The new album?
The last Megadeth album, I nearly fucking choked. Like the
Oh,
first
oh, I got
song
a
they
story.
released, I was
I
like,
got- no,
yeah,
shut the
absolutely.
fuck
And
up.
then
I
the
got a
next song
story.
they released, I was like, what the fuck?
The new
got- no,
Overkill
no.
is so much better than the new Metallica.
I got a story about that new Megadeth album. When I went to
Yeah,
go,
'cause you got to see them live.
yeah, I went to go see Five Finger Death Punch and Megadeth live with the Who.
Hershey? Or...
Yeah, and Hershey.
Yeah.
the Who's
And-
opening for Megadeth.
Yeah,
The Who?
Yeah, the Who. It was.
Oh,
the
not
Who.
like the British Who, the
Oh.
other Who. Okay.
yeah.
The I think it's properly pronounced the Hoi. The Hoi.
Hoi.
Because they're Mongolian.
Whatever that.
But they're
Hoi,
Mongolian.
Hoi,
That
Hoi.
Mongolian.
Fucking doodle bob, but no.
This fucking story.
Well, like the Who was awesome, and the Megadeth came on. I'm like, because the only reason I bought tickets is because I want to see them because they're on my bucket list, both of them. And here comes Megadeth. They play like a bunch of their old stuff. It's like we're about to play a new song from our new album. Please buy it. And if you like it, please buy it. If you don't like it, please buy it and give it to somebody else. I'm like, I like collecting vinyls, but fuck yours. I ain't buying that shit. I just lived my life without it.
Even the song he did with Body Count, I was like, oh, that was rough.
Not great.
Oh,
No, it
Dave
was not.
Mustaine or
Yeah, it was like a direct collab between Megadeth and Body
and Body Count. Yeah.
man, why would Body Count stoop to such
I
lows?
think it was
Dude,
just.
Body Count fucking.
I think
I
it was
would,
Body
I would
Count trying to
100 times
remain
rather go
relevant.
see
And
Body
they,
Count than Megadeth.
Body Count slaps.
That's because the middle community knows not to collab with Mustaine.
Yeah.
Like, when they've heard, like,
He's gonna spend the
once
next
bitten,
20
twice
years
shy.
bitching
You ain't
about
fucking
you.
wrong. That album is dog shit.
Wait, didn't he work with like what Ving Rhames? Who did he work with from Fear? That he then like went and re-recorded all
Well,
of the
Ving
guys.
Rhames is an actor, right?
Well, wait, wasn't he in Fear? Who's the fucking guy from Fear? He recorded something with Fear, and then he like
You tell me.
went back and re-recorded all of the guys' vocals, and then just released it as like his own thing.
That's awesome.
it's a very Dave Mustaine thing
Yeah.
to do.
Sounds very Mustaine-ish. I would kick Mustaine out of Humanity Decayed.
Yeah, I
Your
think
band would get way better.
they have,
Dave, you're fired.
They're-
Fuck
Hey,
you.
Dave, your coke and alcohol issues in the way.
his PR has to do a good job of like choking that stuff down. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you used to see him go, like, like,
Yeah, it was leaving.
situations
for
like
Fear.
this, and he would go on the rants, and he would say the fucked up things, and like you don't see that, like
That's because he's old.
Yeah, he's ancient. That was great.
Since he laid off the coke, it's probably just like
Dude,
guess-
have you
I
guys
guess
ever
so.
seen like
He's
videos?
probably like, I would also kick myself out of the band.
maybe,
Like, even looking
maybe.
at their videos live of like their stage shows, it's pretty much Dave Mustaine just standing there like this. He's just like,
I mean, he's old, of course.
Yeah.
yeah, but
No, he's
Metallica
not-
is old, and they still use every giant contraption they possibly
He's not
can.
banging his head along with everyone else. He's just like,
There is vomit in your sink.
yes, she's dying.
Cool. I'm not gonna look at that again.
Yeah, sorry.
This is great
I said
audio
sorry. I'm
content.
sorry.
Yo, is she okay? Trying to make her.
Is she retreating to the room?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
gonna feel
sounds
bad
best.
about this tomorrow, and then she's gonna make me send you guys a message. and be
Is it
like,
our fault?
No,
Did
no.
we do that to her?
It was her taking those 3 fucking edibles. She knows she's a lightweight.
God damn it,
Yeah, she's
Carl.
the type of person who drinks one Smirnoff and is obliterated. So when she's like, "I'm gonna eat all 3," I'm like, "Oh, fuck me."
Hey man,
I
I,
don't
know
think
what
those
you
were
guys
Oreo
got
cookies.
like guys got a young
Last
child,
time she
like
forgot how to
gotta
fucking walk.
gotta
I don't think
pack
they
this
were
in
real
when you
Oreo
can.
cookies.
No, they weren't.
There's a lot of rice in whatever
And
she
they didn't
ate,
share.
just saying. She had a lot
She
of
could have
rice.
shared with
She had a lot of rice.
Last time she forgot.
I would kick Mustaine out of our band, no problems.
Surprised she remembered how to stand this time.
Oh man. Oh Jesus Christ. Well,
Although I have been hitting this pen all fucking night. So.
You haven't even said anything for the last like 40 minutes.
yeah. He's,
You're
I'm
like
a
the couch guy, aren't you?
so there comes a point in the podcast where it's like me like reaching
He
for
loves
answers. I'm like,
to
hey
talk.
guys, we're all here.
He loves to talk. Y'all are
Oh yeah, I'll
cheating.
talk all night.
No,
I'll
we'll
just
talk.
go
Yeah,
relax.
we like to talk.
This has been my most structured episode. Normally I'm.
Did you
her.
like write down a script?
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, so
I-
that's
I-
a bullshit. Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
exactly.
thought about it. I'm like, I don't even know these guys. We're just gonna fucking chat metal in their band, and if it goes bad and they fucking hate us when they leave, that's
That's
You're
well,
like
right.
same then.
Yeah.
We're like fuck those guys.
Yeah, they're fucking posers. Don't
Yeah.
go see them. They suck.
I think that's one of the cool things about us, like, because I feel like there are some bands from this area. I'm not going to mention any names. I think they're like big time and like, you know, like gonna be it. That we like do it like we're having fun, like, and we want to play metal. We want to put out good fucking music that people like, and we want to, you know, melt faces and stuff. Like,
Yeah. I came here to fuck faces.
yeah, we
Fucking
came here
go.
to fuck faces. Like that.
I feel like if you're a local band, there's no like, and I've come from it. And I've been out of it for over 13 years.
Yeah.
There's no space for an ego.
No,
you can't,
we have
you
no
can't be
egos.
above your fucking
No.
fellow local
No,
bands, or you
we-
got a problem.
We all
Yeah.
say that, but we see it every fucking day. So like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
But
like to
the-
be like, oh man, yeah, that local band's good, but we're way better. And then, like,
And that's the thing, like, I think there's, like the guys I was talking about earlier, like, there's a good camaraderie where we, like, try to build each other up and, like, do shit with each
and
other.
that's what it takes. It
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
building a community.
Yeah, yeah. And there's some
I
other
didn't
bands.
have that shit down Schuylkill County.
Well, there's,
because-
like, that's the thing, like, there's other bands, like Carl was talking about, gatekeeping and
it's
all
spe-
that
it's full
stuff.
spectrum.
That-
Ones
yeah,
that
it's, like, full spectrum. but,
Cooperating,
like,
camaraderie.
so
and
we don't
other-
try to do shit with them, you know what I mean? And we do our own thing, and...
I mean, back on the fucking gatekeeping thing, Slaughter's one of those bands. They
Yeah,
refuse
yeah,
to play
for
with
sure,
any
yeah.
smaller bands. Why? Why do you refuse to play
But
with
that, and that's, like, to me, that's stupid, because everybody was a smaller band at some point,
them?
you know what
you
I mean?
think, so the last time they just played HMAC, it was $95 a ticket, and they did not go on until headlining time. So what did you
Yeah.
do for 2 hours?
Right, yeah.
Fucking nothing.
Yeah, whereas we played with Obscura, who is 9,000 fucking, in my mind, better than fucking Slaughter to Prevail.
Here we
in
go.
the
The
downsta-
shit talking. Let's
like-
fucking go.
like-
I'm
in the-
fucking down to shit talk Slaughter. I don't give a
Like,
fuck. I'll
in the
take these.
downstairs, and they were there, like, hanging with us, you know what I mean? Like, to see us play, you know? Like, to me, that's cooler. Like, I would rather, like, play with bands like that. They're, like, because we've all been there, you know what I mean? Like, Slaughter to Prevail, yeah, they're on big shows and doing all that now. But guess what? When they started out,
They didn't have shit.
somebody was helping them get to someplace.
And now they have this, like, whoa, we're super popular. Yeah, okay, you sold out HMAC. That's fucking
Yeah, that's
like,
cool. Like, yeah.
Awesome, alright. Like, originally, they were one of the bands that they tried to get on the Decibel Music Festival,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, no, it's not something we'll do. But here they are, they're like, yeah, we'll tour with Falling in Reverse. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Right, whereas Decibel, like, people are like, you got real metalheads there. They're like, I want to go fucking see Gore Guts.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to get shown up.
And the thing is like, the community at it, so I've been to a variety of shows, and I'm excited to go see the Creator show with that being
Yeah,
more
yeah,
the
yeah.
thrasher side. So I've got to see hardcore, deathcore, and honestly, the death metal community between like going to the Monomart show,
Yeah.
going to see the Black Dahlia murder, it seems like everybody got their back. Like if someone went down in the pit at a Monomart
Oh,
or
for
Black
sure,
Dahlia, people
yeah.
were getting up.
Yeah.
Versus at Hatebreed, if you got knocked out in the fucking pit, there was people
Yeah.
just laying on the floor. No one picked them up. I'm like, bro, he is laying the fuck down. Stop swinging your whirly boys and pick the man the fuck up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
And-
the pit is literally wall to
Well,
wall.
like, to me, like, nowadays, like, I don't know, like, we don't fit in the big areas, like, and maybe we'll get canceled for this, but, like, to me, like, deathcore is, like, the modern emo music, you know, like...
Fucking absolutely.
Like,
Like,
there's-
what Amir was doing 20 years in
There's
like
so
evolution.
much drama in, like, the deathcore community
absolutely.
that, like, you know, like, it's, oh, this, you said this, you said this. You
there was
think,
even
like,
drama with
you
that
ever
new
watch-
deathcore supergroup they started
Yeah.
with like Will Ramos and
Yeah,
shit.
it's like,
because it was
okay,
originally
you
supposed to be the
think,
dude,
like-
the Fawn
like-
from Attila being the
Well, it's
front
like
man.
people
And,
talking like, oh, your lyrics are about this. Y'all ever see like Corpse Grinder? The guy's the most wholesome fucking
Oh my
motherfucker
God,
in the
yeah.
world. He's going down and winning claw machine games and giving toys to people. Do you think like Hammer Smashed Face or whatever? Like he's singing that on stage. Probably not how he really is. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like
there's the stage persona.
Infinite
Yeah.
Annihilator. Just fucking
like Corpse
the best
Grinder is
shit.
one of the most wholesome motherfuckers on the face of the earth.
And then you got dudes like, and I'll fucking take the heat for this one, Chris Barnes is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it, man. Like,
I think he actually wrote all the songs that like Cannibal Corpse would get flack for, though.
yeah. And the thing is, I think Corpse Grinder does it better.
I
Like,
think
if
he
you
does,
listen,
too.
If you listen to Chris
He has no
Barnes,
neck, that's why.
bro, he didn't have that neck when he
How was
did
his neck?
So I watched. It was like a 2-hour
Can
documentary.
you work on losing your neck?
Yeah, are you willing to?
Are you willing to just get like traps
No,
to
I'm
go
like-
like this?
I'm working pretty hard on it right now.
Just work
like,
on your traps.
You
I'm
gotta
looking
get
for
the
that.
wind-
Like,
All you
out-
do is do shrugs
Your
all
shrugs.
day.
Just do shrugs.
All day.
No, I'm working
Shrug
on that,
in that
like,
bar.
Yeah.
I'm working on that like Henry Rollins, like Alex Jones neck, where it just goes right into it.
Even to say how impressionable Corpse Grinder is, when Brendan Smalls was designing Death Clock, Nathan Explosion was supposed to be
Yeah.
like an image of Corpse
Yeah,
Grinder.
it's
Yeah,
very clear.
Yeah, like the big ass neck, the
Yeah,
long
It's
hair.
essentially like Danzig and then him, like just mashed into
Like,
one.
I fucking hate Danzig. We won't get into that. I'm not a big Misfits fan, period.
I'm not a big Misfits fan, but I will say
Kill your children, I fucking hate him.
Yeah,
I got
he
a
really redeemed
great,
himself
I
in
got
the
a
Danzig
great
project. which is
Danzig
great.
Misfits story. So a buddy of mine and myself, we went when Danzig was playing his show, and this was back before the Electric Factory became whatever it is now. So Doyle opened that show, and then it was like a big like, oh, is Danzig gonna are the Misfits gonna come back together and play a show? So, of course that happened. You know, the Misfits played a bunch of songs, and then Danzig came back on, and he had to close the show because he's Danzig. So my buddy had this. He had an album that was signed by everybody from the Misfits except for Danzig, and it was like whatever it is. It was vinyl and all that, and we waited in line for like an hour and got to the front of the line, and my buddy's like, he can sign this thing anywhere except on the front cover, because I want to get him to sign it with all the other members of the band, Dan, you know, and the Misfits, and it's gonna be, you know, he was like, this is gonna be fucking awesome, and we're like, yes, this is gonna be great. We're like, Doug was like a high five, and everybody's like, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Album disappears, it comes back, and over the fucking front of the album, it's like,
no. Oh,
he was like, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. He was like,
He's like, yeah, this is all me.
Yeah,
no, motherfucker,
yeah.
no, it's not.
Doug was so pissed, and I was like, I don't even care. We sat here for 3 hours. Let's go to Silk City and drink some beers. He was fucking ruined
Show and
the
tell
rest
is
of the
still
night.
open. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, let's go get some beers.
Fucking ended on a high note.
It did. We got fucking wings and cheesy fries from.
Dude,
Silk
I had a
City.
fucking beef.
Is
so...
that the little diner like thing? Like,
Yeah, it's like the thing that looks like a diner and they serve beers. It's the
Yeah.
best part of Philly.
I've
So-
been there a few times, but
Yeah.
I was fucking early on a
Doug
band
was like so solid. He's the guy that owns Grand Vomit Productions that we're doing that split with eventually.
eventually that's not gonna happen. But yeah.
It might happen. I talked to Zach. He was like, "Yeah, we don't have songs either." I'm like, "Yes." Sing
Fucking-
with us.
early
Yeah,
on
nothing
for me,
finished.
somebody I had stupid fucking beef with for no reason. So I was in a band and we had lost the battle of the bands to make it to Warped Tour. We got knocked out like one position below, but when we did
We
that,
should do that sometime.
when we
Lose
did
to
that,
Warped
they
Tour.
were like,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, sweet, like here's
We're
some
like, we're
tickets.
not pop punk, but
I've been doing the Vakken battle for a while, and I'm still not on there.
we should go to.
We should go to
Wacken.
Vakken.
I wanna go to
I
Vakken.
did it. I did it when I was in a
Dude, that
Sayer.
would
I
be
did
a
it when I was in
fucking
Frost
trip.
Giant. Like, let's go. I'm ready for.
I want to go to.
Third
Wacken.
time's a charm. Third
Yeah,
time's a
Let's do
charm.
this.
Hell, fucking the last Vakken event that happened, Suicide Silence had a fucking full venue while Metallica was playing, and they were like, dude, what are you guys doing?
I just want to have the pumped in beer more than anything.
Yeah, like Oktoberfest
Yeah.
in.
Like you guys
July or
pumping
whatever.
beer from over there.
to my mouth.
Dude, Vakken is like the metal.
I was with Liam. Liam was down in York tonight. We were talking about that. Because he's going to some show in the UK in a few months in June.
Tech Fest?
He's not going to Tech Fest. It's something. It's a black metal fest
Okay.
that's in June that he's going to. He was like, "You guys ever think about going to something like that?" I'm like, "Yeah." A bunch of us, we were like, because Donovan and all of us, we were like, "Yeah, we want to go to Wacken one of these years."
Got my passport.
Dude, fucking Vakken is like that is really like the
That
metal
would be
crown.
dope to do that. Like if you guys want, like seriously, get like 15, 20 people from the U.S. that want to go to that, so that we don't end up in a movie like Hostel.
Germany's easy peasy.
Yeah, you just don't go to like the Czech Republic or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Like so, like if we don't get if we don't get cut up into pieces, that'd be pretty dope.
Dude, the fucking Vakken is always.
I mean, if you guys got cut up into pieces,
It
that
is.
would be
It's the premier
Yeah, but like
German,
me and
or
Brooke did it.
premier European festival for sure. Like,
The
Like, if me
operation
and
was
Brooke did
successful.
it-
She's going to live.
Thank God.
And, like we could carry on Humanity Decayed in your honor, Carl.
Carl.
Oh.
No, he's Carl. He kills people.
in my honor.
I gotta go get
where,
another
where am I
fucking
going?
glass.
You're gonna
after
die
that.
at the hostel in Wacken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we gonna start calling it walking?
Wacken.
Walking.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
I don't know why you want to go to walking.
If you come back
wanking
again, I'm gonna stab you in the face with a soldering iron. Your tone, it's all wrong.
Cowbell.
Your tone.
Cowbell.
Fixed with cowbell.
I wanted to put that into our EP actually. It's like sneak that in, like one of my favorite things.
The main reason I brought Brooke on is because I can't give him a mic.
Yeah.
I was doing vocals.
But
It was
yeah,
awesome.
you're honestly like a prophylactic measure.
Like I was doing vocals for like 2 sets, and it was sick. These guys were trying to talk me into it for a 3-piece, and then that fell apart somehow.
Threesome.
Kevin,
Yeah,
cleaning fee is $40.
I'm not the Kevin on, but like in our album, in our EP, I was trying to get like.
No, I was talking about your hot garbage of an EP.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah,
Alright, we
remember,
gotta
he
do, like,
listens to it all.
The airing of the grievances
Yeah,
for
got
tonight.
it.
Let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
but it, like in the EP, I was trying to get like I actually told Hayden Hayden did a fantastic job with this. Dark Star Audio.
Dark Side Audio.
Dark Side Audio, death metal, whatever, fucking fantastic. He does like a lot of the live stuff at JB's and all the other places. Does the sound for it. But I was trying to talk him into it because he was like, "What do we want to do?" And I was like, "Just somewhere in it before one of the breakdowns or something, putting apart Joe Dirt." Whenever Christopher Walken says, "Your tone, it's all wrong," say it again, I'm going to stab you in the face with a soldering iron. And then go into the breakdown. I was like, it would be so good. And he didn't do it.
That's fucking foul.
See? It's fucking foul. He said that was be foul. Foul was in like a good thing though, right?
Sure.
Like not vomiting a sink foul. Like
That's what I was kind of
Yeah.
talking to Kevin, the shortest man in the room.
Yeah, fuck, your drummer left. Shit.
yeah.
So yeah, I just got done cleaning that mess up for you. I expect my money.
Is that
in
plugged
either
into your
blood.
phone?
No.
No, I thought you were.
Do
vaping
you want
via
money
your
or do you
phone.
want me to buy you a bottle?
It's the
I'll take a bottle.
21st century.
You can grab me another $20 bottle. I don't
God
give a fuck.
damn it! You kids are
I'll do
vaping
better
your
than that.
phones today.
Like, you give me
I'm
another,
vaping
bro, you
Facebook
give me another
right
bottle
now.
of that Ezra. I will not give a flying fuck.
I'll do better.
That's
than that.
Evan Williams.
I'll do
I
better.
like
than that.
Ezra. Who's got Ezra?
No, I was just stupid and I thought that was Ezra.
The Ezra 7 year is fucking banging.
It is. It's fucking good.
It's got that
How
charcoal
did they tell you
filter.
make it back over?
The Ezra charcoal
Pass it on
filter
that
7 year.
I gotta take care of a dying person.
I'm a big
guys.
bourbon aficionado, and that's like when I see
I'm a
that.
professional alcoholic.
He is a
That's the
professional
same.
alcoholic.
Sorry, boy.
No, the
man.
Ezra 7 year with that bourbon or that charcoal filter is fantastic.
It is. It's pretty good. I like it.
Also, you're good. She's gone until next morning. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Bro.
Literally passed out at
She's
7.
on her
Sorry,
side,
guys.
right?
Like her exact words.
Well,
is,
looks
"I'm
like
sorry."
she's getting put on the fucking tombstone shirt.
Yep.
She's the
Yeah.
only one who is safe from it.
She's
Yeah,
on her
she was.
side, right?
Yep.
Which side?
What do you mean she was the only one safe from it?
Bro, we've got you fuckered.
No, you haven't.
Bet. Exit out.
He's talking now.
That's how Hendrix died.
It's
Yeah,
got
it's
a voice.
because he fucking sobered up from his high halt long enough to actually put words together.
No, I was able to put words together beforehand. I was
Exit
still
out.
fucking high.
That guy's gonna be the serial killer over there.
That's the second person. You're
Yo,
the second
get
motherfucker
fucked,
who
bro.
said that.
That's the quiet motherfucker. He's
I-
gonna kill somebody.
I've
at
literally been
some
told
point.
I bring off school shooter vibes, but everyone keeps saying he's gonna be the fucking serial killer.
He's quiet.
It's the Foo Fighters
Sorry,
patch.
Lucas. It'll be used to.
Kind of reminds me of Beef Nugget. No.
I'm gonna give him the pass.
He didn't
he didn't introduce himself,
motherfucker at
excusing
your
himself,
booth
and
that
things he
you impress him
didn't do.
live.
He is. He's one of those guys. You impress him, he's first in line.
Yeah. He'll mid-set go buy something.
Sick. That's the kind of energy we need.
Yeah.
Fucking mid hold fast. I went and bought a hat and came back and started headbanging.
Fuck yes.
Fucking didn't
We
do a
should've
jig
brought
with my
merch.
drunk high ass.
You guys, are you gonna have merch?
Yeah, we're gonna have shirts. We've been trying to get. So we're actually, if you know any people that do like logos and stuff like that, we're actually trying to get new logos and stuff made up. Yeah, we're trying to get some new merch and artwork done. So we hit up a few people. Shit didn't happen, so we ended up reordering, like re-upping merch that we had done a few off of this thing. So we'll have some merch.
So the guy I have did this artwork. He did this artwork.
Oh, you're talking about
he
that
did
guy.
this Michael
I
Myers
know
artwork.
exactly what he was talking about.
He did my Killer Clowns artwork, the Dracula artwork, and he's missing half an arm.
Let's see. I can show you what it's gonna look like. So
And he
it's still dope art. Like our buddy, my buddy Todd.
That dude is a really nice guy though. Like when we met him.
Dallas will fucking he'll go the extra length. Whatever he's like, you just tell me what you need and I'll make it work.
Yeah,
Pretty much the
we're
best way to
looking
put
for-
it is
so-
like we've
so,
gone
like-
to
like-
meet him a couple times at a con.
We're like
And
your
I've,
typical
like-
band. Where
I've only bought like one print and it's like, oh, you get 2 prints for free. I don't need 2 prints
Nice.
for it. You're fucking taking 2 prints for free.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, that's
that's like
good
what
when
you
you're
need
on
to get
that
at.
terms,
Like
Alright.
you know, like everybody thinks of being a band and all that is fun and happy and good times. Like a lot of it sucks to do. Like
I'll actually put this message out there to him now.
you know, like and there's a lot of business aspects to it, and like you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just gonna be cool. You're gonna be happy and have
Carl
fun
be
and playing
vibing.
bands and.
no, it's like having
Yeah,
a second
like,
job.
it's like a
doesn't
second
pay.
job,
It
like to get
sucks.
shit done, and like a lot of it kind of sucks, like that stuff, like the playing the music and that stuff. That's the fun shit, but
You
like
get to
yeah,
deal with
dude.
musicians. That's like a
Yeah.
fate worse than death.
yeah, but it's like this stuff, like the merch and all that. It's like fuck, like, but like we're getting over that hump now, like now that we have a good core, like because we never had like a
Stable.
good, like a stable like that, like somebody to do the business aspect and somebody to do that stuff, and like so we're doing that now, like and
Also, not to
so that's what we're gonna have.
Oh fuck yeah! You need to add me on Facebook because I can't add you. You're like ultra.
I'm super hidden.
You're super locked down.
Yeah.
So I can get you with this
Yeah.
guy because he does fucking good,
All
right?
Cool.
So like I've tried to add you and he's like, yeah, no.
You
And I'm like,
can't.
I don't know any of the other dudes in this fucking band. I'm not just gonna go adding a bunch of Carls until I find the right one.
There's not that many.
It is Pennsylvania.
Carl.
Yeah, I know
So
the Dutchies.
some of us like
My favorite Carl was Carl from Aquatine Hunger Force.
The question is, are you?
Listen here, meat man.
I can't add
Stay
you.
off
You
my
gotta
lawn.
pay 3X
Get the
for
fuck out of my
Captain
pool.
Fat.
I'm trying to add you and I can't
Listen
add
here,
you
Fry
either.
Man.
What the fuck, dude?
Take it up with Zuck.
Yo, fuck this luck.
I've had that happen to me before. It's fucking weird.
So, like, you know, like I have mine locked down because yes, I play death metal during the day. I'm an SVP of finance for Turkey Hill Dairy. So I do that to like I play in a death metal band to support my
Why
hobby of
can't we
finance.
fucking add each other? What the
Here,
fuck?
hold on.
Try
I'll
using a VPN.
no, I'll just undo mine real quick.
Welcome to Nord VPN.
Also, I can't
we
look
get
at your
that
last
sponsorship?
name and not think of the Lorax. I'm sorry.
It happens. It happens.
When we release our
Damn, I
album, we
thought you
should
weren't
make
gonna
it so
bring
you
that
can
up.
only
We
talk
I
talked
about
got
about
it.
that.
to. I
We talked
You
about
have to
that.
pirate it.
Yeah, there's no other way.
There's
We're on
no other-
You have to
Spotify.
pirate it.
It goes on
It's
YouTube.
straight-
Copyright slap.
Pornhub.
But pirate it, please.
Go to Pirate Bay, motherfucker.
Or Pornhub.
You got
Pornhub.
Pornhub or Pirate Bay.
I
It's
got
the only
you
way.
ready to
No, no, I got a funny
All
fucking
right, hold
story
on a
this morning.
second.
No, I got a funny story this
So
morning.
I think that was the only way to listen to King Crimson for a long time, right? Was going to Pornhub.
I was no, listen to this. I was
How
on
do I
Reddit today, and I saw a
super
post that
protect
says like,
myself?
"Oh, this chat's
I
boring."
don't know how.
Post the
God
Mario
damn
movie
it.
in the
Hold on a
comments,
second.
We
and
might-
someone
we
has
might be
Google Doc
slightly
post the whole
retarded
ass
because
Mario
I'm trying
movie.
to do it too.
Wait, we talked
Somebody
to each
fucking
other
posted
through
the new Avatar
Messenger,
movie
right?
on fucking Twitter.
I only talk.
But you
I
got
only
like
talk to
48
you through
hours before the
Messenger,
algorithm can
only to
detect
the
it about.
band.
So like,
God damn it!
Wait, let me see if I can
Damn.
message you.
Fucking.
they can't ban us all.
This is great.
I
audio
had the
content.
entire movie
Oh,
of
I-
Shrek as a. Like
We're
a
missing
gift.
the.
Yes, you just messaged me. We're good now.
Yeah, we're.
That problem's
welcome to
solved.
the end of the crypt.
It took you
podcast.
two
Yeah,
vets
like,
here
we're
to fix
trying
it.
to-
I don't be. Why,
We're
why
trying
can't
to
they
technology.
excuse themselves like a bathroom, like
Further.
at least a bathroom, like.
Look, the first
Because the
hour.
audio
She
content
was-
is
Honestly,
great.
as an alcoholic, you know if you're gonna vomit,
You
do it in
can
the
now-
fucking
That's
bathroom,
not the thing.
so you don't have to clean it.
That's the thing.
Step number one:
That
don't vomit in the
was
sink.
that was not
That's
That's
alcohol.
the thing. They were
Podcasting.
eating. I saw them eating, and you could like see it like click. They're like, "Oh fuck!" And then it was just the nearest thing available.
I get it, but
I mean,
like,
no, like it wasn't even alcohol. It was the Oreos.
I think we can.
I
blame
know.
each
Trust,
other
I've been
now.
there. I try, but
Maybe.
if I'm gonna do it,
If not,
if
I'm
I
gonna
can't,
have to go into
sometimes
my
it happens.
computer.
Sometimes I gotta do it, but like.
Like the
Computer
time when
knows
I
my
feel like I
phone.
know I fucked up, it's like, all right, it's bedtime now. I don't give a fuck what time it is. I am going to bed.
you
I'm
were
closing
like
my eyes.
But also they were moving like
I'm
2
curious,
inches
is
per
there- are there
second
still
trying to
people in
walk
the
up the
chat
stairs.
right
There
now?
was no
Because
maintenance
Yes,
in the
there are.
bathroom.
Our
Wow.
friends
It
from
was-
California and
it
Canada.
was the
are
sink
hanging
in the
out
hallway.
with us.
All right, I'll
Christ.
figure it out tomorrow.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're at the downside of the cast.
So like I said, I Uber lock mine down because I have, you know, and we all have like different jobs and stuff like that. We don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, we work with the
Bullshit.
FBI, the
Yeah.
CIA. You know, we want to keep the shit on the.
I'm
down
pretty sure
low,
one of my
so.
classmates does work for the NSA. I'm pretty sure.
He works for the government.
Dope.
He's basically the man.
Oh,
How are you the
okay.
man in a metal band?
Well,
I need a
we gotta
key.
fix this problem quick.
Oh my God! You see
Ah.
what fucking gravity just did to you?
Yeah, fucking drop.
He's only the man if you have
He
pesticides.
just foamed on you.
It doesn't matter. I get paid either way. Oh shit.
Honestly, like a lot of bands have a neat story about their name. You guys got a cool
Yeah, how
story
did you
about
guys bring yours up?
It's actually just super dumb because we just didn't change it.
We just didn't change it, yeah. Because we like so like.
What's the most generic death metal name? Humanity Decayed. Done. We're good with it.
So no, it's kind of a funny story. Like we actually thought about that. Like last year when Stu left, you know, because he was like the last original member of Humanity Decayed. We were like,
Why are we still mantling? Why are we still fucking doing this?
and I was kind of like, it's kind of a sick name.
I mean, you can
It's a lot of
always
syllables.
change it to unplanned disassembly.
What's that say?
Unscheduled
Occam's razor?
disassembly.
Yeah.
Unscheduled disassembly.
But it is like so. Like we've actually like we've gone through different things, and like we had like different members, and like we were thinking about doing different things over the years, and like it was funny because when we were talking, remember we were talking to other people, they're like, it's kind of a badass name though.
You know what's that old
be worse.
proverb? Occam's razor. The simplest solution is the easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah, it's a death metal band name, and it's not offensive. So
Yeah.
like I'm not.
And it's
embarrassed
kinda like
to-
Oh, you mean it's not porncore? It's not like
Yeah.
common fetish annihilation
Jesus
or
loves dick or
something.
whatever it is.
Fetish upon fleek
I don't know,
or something.
clowncore is
like-
one of my
Yeah.
I was about to say we're going full clowncore.
Clowncore is fucking dope. Have you watched Clowncore?
You picked up.
When he puts his
like-
dick on the
It's
keyboard,
like progressive jazz.
It's
Open
the
it.
best
It was like-
shit ever.
He like cracked it,
We
so
just
it was already
lack
like
a
kind of
minivan.
open. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna finish it."
Bro, fuck it, yeah. It's
We could be
pretty good.
Clowncore, but we have no minivan.
It's like a
Hey,
grindcore
hey,
name.
remember,
Yeah.
remember that
Grindcore.
1979 I was talking about?
They got some fucking crazy ass names.
You gotta get a tiny Volkswagen Beetle.
That would be sick.
Me and my one friend, we want to get a smart car, gut all the EV out of it, and slap a fucking V8 in it, and see what
I
happens.
keep my son is 16. I keep threatening to buy him a smart car, and he's like, "That is fucking lame." And I'm like, "Wait till it happens. You're gonna be the coolest kid ever."
Don't have a roll cage. It's gonna have like somehow turbo.
Don't drive near highways. Stay close to sidewalks.
Well, no, I have the most gas guzzling vehicle of all time. And I'm like, I could just come and pick you up and put it in the back of it. You're a lot of getting rolls tomorrow.
I'm
Are
out
you
here.
gonna go? Why don't you don't want to even come see Enslaved?
I've seen them twice.
Have you
I'll
seen
I'll get
Fleet?
drunk and mosh. Like I
Yeah,
guess.
just come down. We're gonna
The
leave.
mosh pit enslaved is not particularly
Very great.
Yeah, if you bring
Which
a,
is why I yeah. Where
Yeah.
like,
would you bring a trash can into the mosh pit?
I'll get thrown out.
We're gonna leave my house at like
I
3:30.
will say, if you've never seen Insomnium before, Insomnium's
Insomnium's
actually
awesome.
I saw
I'm
them
hearing
with
challenges.
Okay,
So
that's
Yeah, we're leaving my house at 3:30.
I feel like I've kind of got my share a little
So
bit.
be there at 3:30 if you're not. We'll
Do you
just
want me to
go.
bring a table into the pit?
I have a lot of
Fuck yeah,
respect for
folding
Insomnium.
table. Oh, yeah,
because,
we're
like,
driving
I have
your
kind of
merch
a
table into
love-hate
the pit
relationship
That's
with
fine. That's
Mellow
fine.
Desk,
Just
but,
start
like,
throwing shirts.
They're actually
Except for
really
the
good
don't throw
live,
the
and,
extra
like,
larges.
they've
They're the
found
double
like
X.
a distinct
Double X
niche.
cost extra.
You need
in
one
that
more
genre.
X for him, or he can't buy a
Like,
shirt.
a lot of
We
them
got
are just,
double X's,
you know,
that's as big as they
in
win.
flames
Oh, damn,
rip-offs,
Sam.
and
Sorry,
they're
buddy, you're
actually
gonna
Carl, you fit a double
different.
X, right?
Sometimes.
That's
Do
it.
you fit your double X?
I'm 300 and 6'4".
On a good day.
Like I'm a bit of a big man.
It'll be a tube top.
Tank tops are awesome.
I am wearing a fucking tank
Crop
top
top
right
it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
crop top.
tops are
Woo,
sick.
baby!
Do it for the ladies.
Right in the fucking.
now. How many?
You said you
fucking-
were gonna twerk.
Dude, he's the one that started that.
Oh damn, are we actually gonna do that? I mean, I'm down to fucking throw a half-ass.
I need to be
twerk.
fucked up. I need to be absolutely
They said they were gonna
devastated.
twerk during Monarch at the end of it.
I need
I'm
to.
fucking down.
I need to be
And
fucking
Carl's like, that's
sloshed.
terrible and awesome.
Fucking try
What are you gonna
fucking
do?
finish
Yeah.
the song and watch
If it
fucking
happens, it happens.
I need to be
five guys in
fucking
the middle of a
absolutely
pit throwing it
sloshed.
back.
The
I
dudes
need to
at
be-
Dragon Corps, what did they want us to do? Play Magic in the middle
No,
of the
no,
night?
yeah,
Yeah,
Magic in
let's
the
go.
We
Middle.
should have done some of the licks. We should have done that.
I'm down.
Just
Like,
play-
it's
play-
fine.
I got
play
mad.
Magic.
I got three
Archspire
decks.
does the twister.
Stop it.
They do.
I just got
Archspire does
well,
twister in the middle of the
I think
pit.
after the Uno incident, card games in the pit is just like, whoa.
Uno incident for who?
What?
Uno incident?
Yeah, Rose funeral. Some people were playing Uno during the pit for Rose funeral. They got real mad about it. They used some homophobic slurs. They attacked some people. It was a whole fucking thing.
Oh, the fun words.
Damn.
My.
But yeah, play Magic during the set, and then I'm just gonna be like, yo, what's that deck? I'll kick its ass.
I'll pull out a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh deck because I don't know the difference because I'm dumb.
Like, yo, all of your
Or bring my
powers and toughness
Pokemon.
are
We'll play
way
Pokemon
lower.
in the middle of the
I got
I don't
plenty
even know how to
Pokemon
play-
cards to go.
Everybody busts out a Switch and play
We're gonna get
Pokemon.
fucking patted down by security at fucking Love Draft.
No,
Like,
I'm
what's
gonna-
in your pocket? Oh, it's Pokemon.
No, I'm
card.
gonna get
You know
patted down.
what's
At,
funny
no.
is,
I'm gonna get
going
patted
into
down at
shows-
security. I'm gonna get patted down at security. They're gonna feel my CC pockets. What's that? A dual disc, and it's gonna be a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh dual
What are the
disc.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
So I've been
duels?
like, I've gone into shows before, and I've realized I had like my D&D dice with me, just like in my pocket. I think at one time it was like Hammerfall, and I was like, yeah, that checks the fuck out. Like,
Oops, forgot I did that last
Yeah.
night.
Roll it on the table, rolling that 20. Can I just go
Hammerfall's
through?
fun.
I like Hammerfall.
You
Yeah,
roll,
they got some good albums.
you roll a nat 20. They just pass you
Let's go back to the
through.
old shit like
I enjoy the full discography. I mean,
Renegade and Virus.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So Virus was when I kind of got off. Of
That's
it.
right. Now it comes out. All right, that's right.
I'd
How
say,
about
I'm trying to
Manowar?
remember what the last one was.
Sab-
It was
Sabaton?
I'm trying to remember. Crimson Thunder is kind of around the end of where I was like really into it. But,
That's-
I like that album a lot.
I never listened to Sabaton. I heard they're good.
Art of War's really good. What's the other?
I've seen a lot of
Code
For
Arms
Honor
really
memes with
good.
Sabaton.
Pretty much, I think Coda Arms and Art of War are the only albums of theirs I'm really familiar with. I do very much enjoy those. Power Metal's very hit or miss for me, but the good bands I do really enjoy.
You guys ever heard of King 810?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that makes me happy.
Well,
I just need to
Just
hear
because
it.
we said we know who they are does not
Yeah.
mean like it's a
I
stamp
don't-
of endorsement.
I don't
care.
really like them.
I don't care. I don't care. It just makes me happy that people know David Gunn.
It's like Michigan.
When you need armed
yeah.
security, it's like it's half gimmick, you know, like that.
Well, that's the thing. David, well, he actually has a lot of charges to his name. Like
I'm
that man done a lot of crazy shit.
Alright guys, we're gonna wrap this up. We are at our 3-hour mark, and you are now
Hell
number
yeah.
2 for the second longest running stream that we've run so far.
I got a question for you guys then
Alright.
before we end it up.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So like, as musicians, like we always, Carl and I and Brooke, like getting on board, we write stuff that we like to listen to, and like we like for ourselves. So like as fans, what do you guys like, and what would you like to hear us do more of?
Fuck you, I'm
Wow.
How can we get
a
to
bitch.
comment
Take a
on
shit.
this
What a
recording?
bitch.
That's a
Fuck
hard
that
one.
He actually has to think.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I actually have to think about it. You guys go. Fuck off.
Well, Like I
No,
said,
because that's like Carl and I, like when we're playing guitar and stuff, like he and I, we bounce riffs ideas off each other all the time, and like, you know, we kind of kick that old school death metal, like tech death stuff off each other, and we're like, this is what we like to listen to. But like you guys as fans, like it's cool to sit with somebody that like genuinely likes to listen to like what we're putting out. Like, what is it that you guys like? What would you like to hear us do more of? Like when we're dropping the new stuff, what elements would you like to have us kick more into?
So, specifically to you guys, the catchy riffs. Like, I love when you go from, like, smashing fast to, like, these super chuggy, catchy. And I think that kind of plays back to Amon Amarth, and that's why I like them. Just those chuggy, like, catchy, like, you get, like, into the moment. And, like, it's just like, oh, yeah, that is fucking awesome. And then you're like, yeah, back to Blasphemy. And I'm like, yes!
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I spent like the last like 3 years really trying to hone in on like what do I enjoy about death metal, and like I've kind of come on this thing because revocation for me in terms of like modern metal is like actually
Only when they play the solos.
I mean, not just the solos, the whole fucking song structure for me.
It was missing when Dave wasn't playing.
yeah.
It was missing.
We
big
saw
time.
revocation recently. He had broke his wrist, so he was not playing. It was a bummer. I moshed, so I still had fun, but I've really been
didn't
like
bring a trash can out of a pit mosh though.
no, I threw the trash can. I was part of the party foul in that, but so like I was kind of like really dissecting like what do I enjoy about here, and definitely like the catchy riffs is a huge part of what I'm trying to go for, and like I've written a lot of material in the last 3 years that I'm trying to bring in here to emphasize that aspect.
Well, I think that's like one of the things like, you know, bro, bringing you into this too, like, and I think we could do this in the future, but like writing this shit and like, I mean, Carl and I sat there and grinded and wrote a lot of shit where we came together. Like,
I'll get one later.
I like harmonies. I like different, like, if you're gonna have 3 musicians that are playing shit, do different shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think that's what, like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like when Cara and I started jamming together, we took the stuff that they had to like that next level with harmonies and stuff, and now that we have a bass player that can do it too, like, we get the stringsmen, like that core involved, like,
I'm
we can
noticing
write some
it.
badass shit.
Oh yeah, I think like the end of In Death I Trust, I'm noticing it with what I'm adding to it. So I think we got a lot to go with there.
And, like, I think that's one of the things and I think me and Lucas really liked about Frozen Soul is when they get into those grooves, like, just the whole band, like, fucking slamming together.
But not doing the same, but
they're
like
but
together,
it's
but it's
infectious.
different.
They all have
Yeah.
But it's
stages.
super
Yeah,
infectious
yeah.
and, like, live.
It's like
it
layers.
trans-
It's like that adding
it
layers.
translates so well, but
Like an onion.
Yeah.
I hope that you...
But not
It's
as
the
big.
best.
That's what I was
Like-
pointing towards.
I hope, in my personal opinion, you guys stay with the uniqueness of the groove and don't go full death metal where everything's just... Which, I love that type of metal, but
The groove is
the groove is
all,
everything.
you know?
That was one of the things that brought me on to 6 Feet Under. Like, Seed of Filth, that...
So it wasn't Chris Barnes' voice.
No, it was not Chris Barnes.
I am planning to pull a full Chris Barnes on the next recording.
He got fucking
E
choke it. Is it that Chris Barnes or is it Chris Barnes choking on water? He's like,
This dog is all into E.
oh yeah. The other one, if I look at that one, if I were to go, don't do that. I don't like
Well,
it.
that's the thing. Like, so, like, we actually, what was funny was like, after like the last go around of like when Chris was like, I got too much shit going around. Like, there's videos and stuff like
Just threw your dog in my
that are out there that like briefly
You're
we
such
did
an
we did a
asshole.
few shows that like we played as a 3-piece. I laid down vocals, not like real vocals or anything, just doing like gutturals and shit.
They were just fake vocals.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
you're just like.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that's what it is half the time. Let's be honest here. Like,
But
You
like,
just need to be conscientious about how you're using it as
right.
another.
But like,
percussive
I think that's
instrument.
what we've actually talked about is like on the new stuff, like okay, let's expand on that because like now that I'm getting more comfortable doing that, like we can do like the 2 vocal thing, like we could rap back and we could do like rap
hell yeah.
battles, yeah, like stuff like that. But no, like like I think that's like we've never had that element before.
I
so
expect
that's
2
some-
M&Ms on that stage.
Yeah, basically, like this guy spits fire, and I'll
Fucking
be like,
throwing lyrics.
I'll be like the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
in the background, being like, yeah, like I'm good at doing
We're gonna
yeah.
Lil Jon.
you got
Oh
hype
god,
man.
that
Yeah,
reminds
like,
me.
I'll
That
be the
reminds me.
hype
I
man
talked
in
to
the
off
back,
stream.
like-
I found the rapper version of you when I
Like
went
I
to
would
Jody
be
Manson.
your hype man, bro. But like,
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
fucking go.
yeah, no, but I think like that's some stuff that we've been talking about adding. Like, his bass is insane. I'm probably still the shittiest guitar player in the band with Brooke on board, which is cool. You know, like I'm just here for the looks more than anything else.
He can play guitar, so be to watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've heard him play guitar.
That was
he
like
plays bass.
after the
Hey man, if they
pandemic.
kick
my
you
like,
out, I'm
real
always
goal
looking to start a
was-
band.
But I can always be like, dude, it's my unit and my PA, so
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
know what I
firm
mean?
believer. Like, you only need to be good enough to play the music that you like want to play.
Right,
well.
exactly.
Like, that's all that
Yeah.
matters. Like, around 2020, like I kind of made it a goal. Like, I wanted to be better at
Yeah.
guitar, so I started learning some revocation songs, and like I improved on that level. But it's like I only want to be as good
if
as
you
I need to
can't
be
love,
to
if you
write
can't be
what
with the
I
one
want.
you love the one you're with, and that's me.
So Lucas, I want you to answer his question because you normally have some of the most off the wall answers. What do you want to hear?
I want you
Juggalo
to
metal.
subvert everybody's expectations and make a ska album.
We
Oh my
No,
God,
so like
we're thinking about
Ska
going
death.
like flamenco, like
I'm there. Yeah, we got this shit.
Mariachi band.
So
maybe?
what's cool is my cousin, like, he went to Berkeley to play sax.
Mm.
So, like, we have that if we need to go there.
So what's actually funny is, was it last weekend you came over and you're like, hey, I have this riff. It's kind
Oh,
of
cool.
a salsa.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Dick.
salsa flavor to it.
You
Telling
guys
you,
probably
man.
had wings
Telling you,
and
man,
stuff,
I'm
too.
all-
didn't you?
So
always-
here's the deal. We were both sick from that show, and you did not say you were sick. So we were like, I guess we
Did
might
you
as well
guys
hang out.
also have a mean jug blow off?
I mean, it is Appalachian as fuck.
Appalachian as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well.
Carl brought the washboard.
But yeah, we got salsa. We got salsa as
Dude,
fuck.
your
Yeah, I feel like
dog
I'm in-
is
I feel like
your
we're talking
dog's
to
eating
hikers
its
from
own meat
Canada.
platter.
You the lack of what's left.
So there is a sick grind band in Philly called Charcuterie.
Yes!
It is such a good name for
Yes!
a grind band. I have their sticker on my magic
Wait,
binder.
no,
It's
Brooke,
just disgusting.
seriously. my
Fucking
buddy Doug-
grind bands have some of the most fucking.
So,
whack
Brooke, what's
names.
funny as shit is I've been trying to get them to come to JV's forever because my buddy Doug,
Mhm.
that does Grand Vomit Productions, he's the one that's trying to get us on that split, that three-way split with Intimidation Display and Verminoth.
Yeah.
He's like good buddies with Charcuterie.
All right. Then
And
you
I'm
get
like,
it.
yeah, we need to get them up
Yeah,
here.
it seems like the Philly like Jersey grind
Yeah.
is real hopping. I mean,
So, like,
fucking
we-
Brown
yeah.
Brown just put a new album.
they don't
out.
want to
It's
come
fucking
out to
great.
here.
They don't want to come out to here. We got to go down
Well,
there.
to be honest, like if you're like the Philly and like the Jersey scene around there, there's so many fucking places to play.
Oh, there
Like,
are.
You're fine. Like Ground could stay there forever, and they're gonna be good. Like they'll go down to Maryland and play with like No Moss or something, and then like maybe go up to like Kung Fu Necktie. But other like
Just
I don't
stealing
know,
those
they'll
beers
probably be
now.
fine otherwise.
Like the last one you got.
I do have a bottle there if you want whiskey. Yeah, like I
I
said,
do enjoy whiskey.
like I said,
I'm
it's
just gonna
garbage.
steal- I stole another one of your beers, bro.
Go for
He
it.
brought
I
'em
left
for
it here
everybody.
for everybody.
I offered to grab another one when I was in there. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, no, Charcuterie is dope. Yeah.
Mason, what do you want to hear from him?
What do you want to hear from us?
Kind of pretty much just like more blast beats, more groove. Like I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
glad he is
Yo,
not here to
yeah.
hear
Yeah,
that.
don't ever say
Dude,
that.
don't.
That
I can
is a
tell just
sin.
by like talking.
We're like sometimes like Car and I are like, here's a riff, we're rooting on, and we're like, just stop
Yeah,
fucking
that's the
playing
thing, 'cause,
for
like,
a
most of
second.
Most of my favorite metal is like King 810, Guar, Necrogoblicon,
See,
like,
like-
all that shit.
yeah, but
like,
Necro
sometimes I'm
has
like,
a
I want-
groove.
Like I want that like, and he and I have gone back and forth. Like sometimes I want those old school like we talked about Morbid Angel and other stuff, but like I like those nasty like filthy like death riffs that like you have that like
Oh,
that
yeah.
weird like yes the guitars are like harmonizing but it's ugly, you know, like, and I love that shit like,
mean,
and
it's
that's
talking
so
about, like,
good.
trying to reach for sounds. I like something about '90s metal was all about the tempo change down,
Yeah.
and it wasn't about breaking down. It was like it's
Yeah,
just
it was,
like
it was hard tempo
Yeah.
change,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
not like oh it's coming.
But
It was like
yeah, and it wasn't right. Like you said in the beginning of like those riffs that we have, that it's like you guys just change like that. Like,
yeah, it's just that
like
quick.
there's a lot of bands that do tempo changes now that it's like you could feel it going into the tempo change, but nobody has that like.
It's obvious
That's
because
just
the
like-
drummer comes out of the pocket. It's almost
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
There's,
like-
there's definitely bands that still do it. Like Dying Fetus, I think, use it as a staple for their writing and stuff like that. And
yeah, but
I think
I
bands became more polished, and they that element kind of dropped out.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with recording magic nowadays.
So if you're
Lars,
if you're
72
mapping your
seasons.
beats, it's not a problem. But to be honest, I noticed myself like not necessarily using tempo changes to like my max because like it's a pain in the
Well,
fucking
it's
ass
like it's
to
like
program.
things that we were
it.
talking about earlier with the in-ears. Like I think in-ears are like a blessing and a curse because
oh yeah, you can be too tight.
well, the tempo, that's what kills the
Yeah.
in-ears right now. Because unless you have an absolute backing track,
like we have no backing track, no in-ears, no nothing, and we'll do this live. But I think but we do it organically. Like we're like sometimes like yeah we're playing like that beat a little swingy, you know. But it's like Carl and I are watching each other like for that change, you know.
Yeah,
like
but I think that translates through as fans. So
No, it does.
Somebody
Yeah,
who is
yeah.
a musician and as a fan who loves to see shows, that type of organicness
yeah.
feels better. Like it's cool to see a band who's super tight and on top of
Right.
it, but it's also cool to go see a band who has a type of organicness
Yeah.
that like.
And I think there's
if you fuck up, we're not gonna know.
No, but I think there's a fine line there. Like, right? Like, there's so many bands now that are so, like, we're playing backing tracks, we're playing to this. Like, I don't like that. You know, like,
I
Pretty
want
much
to feel
every
energy.
band
I want to feel
like
the
backing
energy.
track
And I
has
feel
gotten
like,
in the way
I
of
want
it.
to, like, yeah, exactly. I want to feel energy. I want to see amps on stage. I want to see, like, yeah, I want
I
to.
just know from
yeah.
like my experience, like playing with backing tracks, it just robs the energy and the natural.
It does,
like,
because you're
feel.
listening to the ear.
That was the
Rather
only thing
than-
I
yeah.
did not like about Amon Amarth is their stage
Because,
was
like,
clean.
I love-
no amp stacks, no nothing.
Yeah.
Clean.
And
but it
see,
also
like,
really
I
helped
love
with
that.
the
Like,
Yourmonger scene.
but there
though.
was
Yeah.
a boat.
was there a boat?
There was no boat, but they had
What?
the bike. So
They have the
the
helmet
film-
thing.
They had the helmet thing,
Okay,
which is
sick.
fucking colossal.
But it's
Yeah,
also
it's
like
huge.
some parts, like okay, say
and they
like,
had the steps, and they fought Jormungandr, but they did not.
like
Kill
like
Jesus
say
like war.
like if like we don't have in-ears, right? So let's say like this week they're like we're playing Monarch and they're like you guys got an extra minute. It's like all right, cool. Let's fucking ride that breakdown out for like an extra measure. You can't do that if you're using in-ears and
No,
backing
because your
tracks.
in-ears say this
Yeah,
is where you need
right.
to be, and it's
Or we could just say like you know what? We could be like let's just slow it the fuck down. You know,
Yeah.
like
Honestly, it hides mistakes a lot easier. There's definitely spots where we might have added a measure or a couple measures
Yeah.
that shouldn't be there.
Maybe
And just by queuing with other members, you just kind of
yeah, it's just more organic and it's more like natural. Like, and I find like there's too many bands now that are so super polished
super tight.
that, but it's not like organically super tight. It's like
You can tell that
Yeah.
they're like.
yeah,
So that Decibel, I think the only band that was using in-ears was Black Dahlia.
yeah,
yeah.
Like, the dudes at Gorguts were, like, totally raw, and
Yeah.
their fucking amps were so loud, I'm pretty
Right.
sure they weren't using
and
the
like
PA.
like we're old. Like that's what we were talking about earlier. We're old school. We like that. Like, and we play weird ass little tiny bars.
that's how we rehearse. So we
Yeah,
have no
but we-
problem bumping. That's how
But
we
we
have to
play
go
like
live.
weird ass little bar shows. Like we were down in like Philly a few weeks
Sherman
ago.
Violin.
We were when we were down in
Not yet.
yeah, no, but we
Damn,
play
man.
like these weird ass little bar shows and stuff, like down in Ardmore and stuff. That like we're the only band that doesn't have a laptop on stage or isn't running in-ears
I
and
would
stuff. and
have
we're
one,
like,
but
what?
mainly because my amp is on my computer.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I want to ask this question. I want to survey all of you. How do you feel about seeing a modern metal band that prerequisite they need a laptop to perform?
Yeah.
Like, it's absolute. So,
That they will not play.
They won't play.
They
without
won't play
a-
without the
yeah,
laptop.
Without the laptop on stage,
so,
or a good sound system.
Oh, man.
yeah.
so for
Dogs.
hey, don't kill him. No, fuck him up. Get him.
Kill him!
Fight him.
Kill! Murder his ass!
No, you're
Beat
just
him!
1 month in the band and like, we don't fucking need him next week.
Fuck him! God damn it, dogs!
So, here's my thing. Man, this is rough because I mostly use my amp sim. Everything for me is through the amp sim.
yeah, yeah.
But it's not like I don't rely on it. I can go plug into the amp.
Well, no, but that's like I use the Axe Effects, but I
Yeah.
run a real power amp, and
For bands that refuse to
Yeah.
play without a computer, I think that's a fucking load of bullshit.
Yeah.
I really do. If you can't perform your shit without the help of technology, then clearly you should not have written it. And there are some bands that it's clear, especially in new metal, where you listen to the drums and like, there is no fucking way your drummer is playing that.
I mean, we
live.
played with bands that have backing lead tracks.
No.
Where the guitar player is playing chugs and there's a lead track.
No.
Tapped and
Yeah.
swooping and
No. So
To me, that's bullshit. Like, don't write that. Or
So-
don't like hire somebody else to do your shit.
Yeah, don't.
Well, no,
fucking-
if you-
Like all the lead stuff, like I suck. Carl can fucking shred, and all the lead stuff that we did.
Carl, does he really suck, or is he just fucking? Is he talking down to himself? Like,
he sucks.
Yeah, see. But Carl can shred, so everything
if
where
you don't give me a boner on Friday, I'm gonna be real sad.
Oh, he's gonna
I'm
give you a
gonna
boner.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
And he won't
damn.
have shoes
Dude.
on.
You
Oh,
shred
shit.
so hard you're gonna grow a second penis.
No.
Like, are you anti-shoe on stage too?
Oh, for sure.
Because I use a big pedal board, I pedal
he
dance.
calls it a big pedal board.
It's probably as big.
He's overcompensating.
And you like spread your toes
Carl!
to different fucking switches.
He thinks he needs switches and stuff. Yeah.
Kevin's yet to learn he can actually use his foot switch with this fractal.
No, I'd go tuner and metal.
You paid $3,000 for it.
So let me ask you.
You can just have a DS1, you'd be
I
good to go.
fucking I hate this. When you fucking watching a band and they finish a song and they're like backing track and they stand like this for 5 minutes. And you're
Nope.
like, bro, fuck off.
No.
That was the one thing that killed Decibel Music Fest with fucking
a little bit.
That's Carl.
Frozen.
We don't turn around.
No,
No,
We don't
I
care.
didn't know.
So
you guys
Worm.
fucking
Worm.
pulled at me the show.
Frozen,
No,
no,
was
like,
gonna happen.
No, it was Worm.
As much
Worm.
as he like will bust my ass.
It's just to cut the silence. It's not.
Dude,
it's not.
I have-
anything.
But
I was
Worm,
like,
Worm would
alright,
kick a
let's go with
backing
this.
track, right? And they would every fucking
No.
person in the band would turn around in tune for like a solid minute of backing track.
No.
And I'm like, dude, this fucking, like, the set is awesome, but you tuning every fucking song. Like, if that's
Tuning
the
is
case,
for
play all.
nerds.
Tuning sucks.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing: either fucking pick your songs that are all in the same tuning to make your
So
set
all of-
flow,
so
or don't
we-
do
so-
that.
So on your EP here,
Yeah.
all the songs but one are in the same tuning. There's one song that's in
C.
C. Live, we don't play Choking on Ashes in C. We play it in drop A. So we don't retune. The only tuning we do is just to keep ourselves in tune.
Yeah, which
Posers.
that'll I'm okay
Yeah.
with.
So we're
But
not
when you
sitting
turn
around.
your back
no,
to me
no,
for a minute,
we're not
I'm
turning
like, what the
backs.
fuck?
Like, we like to bust each other's balls. Like yeah, I run a fractal and I'm stupid, according to Carl. But I have other rigs that'll crush his rig, and he will admit it.
But he still uses the fractal.
But I still use the fractal, cause I'm like I'm old.
I think your KSR stuff might be my favorite.
That's what the KSR with the fractal.
Dude, you gotta look
You
into
don't need both.
No, but that's what I mean. The KSR with the fractal is
Is ultimate. Pit
Yeah,
ultimate.
that's the big.
You gotta look into the Auto Audio 111111. Holy fuck. I got him onto it. Like, there are some fucking shit
Hold
in
on a
that
second.
that is...
I will show you the ultimate stupid rig
Oh, God.
that will never be played live again.
You, Mr. Deathcore man, out there eating because you listen to more Deathcore than anything. What do you hear from them? And don't say more breakdowns.
More breakdown.
So this is the rig that I recorded
Make me
with. That's
have a
about
breakdown.
$7,000
Make
a
me
year.
Nah, I don't got that much.
Yeah. That's the KSR into the fractal. That's the best one it sounded. But
Seriously, though, what do you want to hear from them? Not more breakdown. You're mostly a Deathcore guy. You are.
deathcore. So you like high fives and blowjobs?
So...
Underage girls.
Oh my god. So like yeah, that's where I'm kind of growing my hair out because like I figured that like
Oh, you'd be mistaken for an underage girl? 'Cause you're gonna
no,
need
but
to
like chicks dig guys that have hair like this.
Bro, you look like the dude from Hinder right now.
I could be in a
No,
deathcore band. though,
Bad
right?
Omens.
Oh, you could.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Fuck, he could be in Bad Omens.
I could be in a deathcore band if I had hair like this.
You need snake bites.
You're like Sonny from Godsmack.
I don't have terrible tattoos.
Yeah, your tattoos. I was gonna say his
Mine are
tattoos.
good. Mine are actually good. And I don't be like,
You know,
where are you
need a tattoo in the side of your head. That's
If I had, like, what if I had?
oh,
like,
and you gotta dye it blonde if you want to compete
Yeah.
with Will Ramos.
You gotta bleach it too.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
I had a tear tattoo. Solidify it.
Bro, I only grow my hair out because if I brush it back, I don't look like I'm balding at fucking.
Yeah, but like the skullet, Devin
The
Townsend
skull is the
style.
most metal hairstyle.
If
I think.
like, if I could go Devin Townsend full skullet, I would do it. That's the best look. Back earlier when we were talking about vocalists that can sing, Mike Lagerfeld, all that. Devin Townsend,
Debbie.
one of the
Yeah.
best fucking overall vocalists of all time, and his music. There's another guy like you said. Who would I love to see play? Devin Townsend, like. He's a monster at everything he does.
It's weird. I like one of my favorite vocalists of all time is Michael Poulsen from Volbeat, and I think it's
He
because
can sing really well.
He does.
he can't fucking speak English worth
No,
of shit.
worth his shit. I saw them at the Hershey show. Were you there?
I didn't get to see that.
and he was like-
you were there.
Hershey Ghost?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
talks, you're
Ghost.
like, bro, what the fuck did he say? But man, when he sings, you're like, that is not the same.
Yeah,
guy.
that's not.
No, it's
but then he
fucking
sings, and it's like, okay, that's dope
But
as fuck.
I think the one
Sounds
thing I like,
amazing.
Yeah.
I like when he gets that like Elvis fucking
Yeah.
like swing and twang.
Volbeat
to the-
is fucking.
I can't sign on to it.
You can't say you're into like.
No, I dislike it.
Humanity Decayed is at a crossroads here.
I love Volbeat.
You almost have his hairstyle. That's how
Or
he does
does
his
he
hair.
have my hair? Who's older?
I think he's older than you.
How old is he?
I think he's like 50,
I think
60.
he's in his
Alright, then
50s.
he's older. Yeah, I have his hair.
They covered
you-
Rammstein.
where you
for-
So,
at?
did
Where
you
you at
know he
on
was
Volbeat?
originally in a death metal band? His
Yeah.
original band was Dominus, and their last album's name was Volbeat, in which turned into Volbeat. And one thing I didn't know is the guitarist in Volbeat used to be the rhythm guitarist or the lead guitarist for Anthrax.
Anthrax. Yeah.
I
Well, there
think-
was like a
Yeah.
giant stage shift right.
Yeah,
Because, like, yeah, he became the guitar player in Anthrax, and the guitar player from Shadows Fall became the player of Anthrax. So there was, like, this giant, like, we're gonna all stage shift to
Wait,
the right.
Shadows Fall switched into Anthrax?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It was, Donaeus.
Good for him.
Yeah, they all, like, shift
The
stage
war within
right.
fucking rules.
Yeah.
So, like,
So
it makes
Shadows
sense for him to,
Fall is
like, jump
fucking
in
awesome.
there.
when I got to see the Anthrax reunion with Volbeat when they were special guests, he had actually played with Anthrax the set before Volbeat,
Yeah.
which was super cool. And it was one of those things, like, as soon as the opening notes kicked, I was like, that's fucking... Like,
That's
Scotty
Anthrax,
has such
yeah.
a signature tone that I'm like, that's fucking Scotty. And he came out on stage, I'm like, yep, fucking lime green guitar.
You
This
know,
guy
you know how I feel. I'd fight Scotty.
Alright, so here's the thing. When they talk about, and I think Carl's
Like dancing in the
on
back
board
of the
with
7-Eleven. Like it all
it.
happens.
When they talk about the big four of thrash metal, are we still on?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we're still on.
Alright, this is gonna probably go down in infamy, but like, I get Slayer, I get Metallica.
Yep.
We were just having this conversation.
Yeah, we
earlier.
did.
I kind of get Megadeth.
Here,
I
I'm gonna-
fucking can't
All right, so
stand
I'm standing.
Megadeth.
I'm standing here for Anthrax in here because Anthrax was
no.
ahead of the game.
Anthrax fucking is ass compared.
Nah. So here's the deal.
No.
Anthrax was actually relevant in the 80s,
Yeah,
where
but, like-
all of the bands that people say should have been in the Big Four were actually
but-
we're way behind Anthrax.
But like, I would pick Testament.
yeah, you would pick these bands that were not relevant at the time.
Testament was fucking dope
Creator.
before
So
that.
they were good, but here's the
The
deal:
crowds
Anthrax
are
was
separate.
actually like on. They were actually releasing albums in the
Is
early to
Creator
mid
still
80s.
considered thrash? Or are they
Yes,
thrash?
Yeah.
absolutely. But it's
Testament,
German.
Exodus, better
Oh,
than
yeah.
So
Anthrax.
Exodus sucks. So I'm not gonna. I'm not
Wow.
standing.
I,
It's
I'm
very
not.
straight.
I'm not. I'm with him.
Wow.
I'm with you
Yeah,
on
Exodus
this one.
sucks. Here's the deal with Anthrax, right? Spreading Disease comes out in '85. That's like straight mid '80s. A few years before Legacy comes out, before like Testament starts to actually hit their stride.
But then, like,
Anthrax was actually relevant while thrash was still forming, which is why they're part of the Big Four. Doesn't mean they're part of the best, because like I take Sepultura over
Fuck
Anthrax.
yes.
yeah.
But
I fucking love
Anthrax was
Sepultura.
actually like relevant at the important time period.
Or were they more relevant than Testament?
Yeah, Testament didn't
Oh.
even release an album until like '87, so
But
Like, at that
doesn't
point-
mean they weren't grinding.
they weren't grinding. But they at this point, '87, Metallica had already released like 3 albums. Slayer's like 3 albums in, so they were releasing their debut album after the point that like the big four is already like fairly
In motion,
solidified.
yeah.
You know, like at this
Because
point.
there was only 4 bands.
So there's other. I mean, Possessed is out there. Onslaught, like Overkill. There's other bands that are
Yeah,
doing it.
Overkill I would
Overkill.
pick over fucking Anthrax.
You would pick these bands over just like Anthrax.
I
But Anthrax was
don't know.
actually like
I wouldn't
fairly
put
big
Overkill
at
over
that
Anthrax.
time. See, you can choose
Well, there's
bands you
the
would
German
like.
Big Four. There's the Destruction, Overkill,
Yeah,
Creator, and
you can
Saddam.
put Sodom like.
It's
But Humanity
you gotta keep them
Decayed.
separated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Anthrax was actually like bigger at the time. Like if you listen to Spreading the Disease, like the production quality is really good compared to a lot of the
I'm gonna
other
have to go
press
back and do
coming
some
out there.
homework here
So
to verify what you're saying.
I'm gonna throw in something that we haven't really discussed between all these bands, and I think that one of the big things that stood out with Anthrax is they weren't exactly the same tone as everyone else. I think Anthrax's tone really did stand
Yeah.
out.
But
Like
they had that,
Megadeth
but
and
like,
Metallica were interchangeable. Like they're
So-
fucking the
yeah,
same
but
band.
like Testament on the like you could flip that in Testament too, because I've seen Testament many times, and I've seen Anthrax a few times. And Testament like live is we were talking earlier about bands that are good live.
They've been killing it.
Testament
Yeah,
like
they're
is
good.
like
30
fucking
years killing it.
I will
clockwork
say,
live.
seeing Anthrax live, and I don't know about your experience, it seemed like when they came on stage, they were just like, everything is full volume.
Yeah, Anthrax is like a full volume, like gritty punk rock, old school. Like we're just gonna thrash. Testament though live, every time I've seen Testament live, it's like we were talking about earlier. They're like, yes, that sounds exactly like they should fucking sound like. Shlomnik is a goddamn
Oh yeah,
monster,
he's fucking great.
Yeah.
I very much
Yeah.
enjoyed seeing Testament live.
and like their whole stage presence and all that is. I mean, Chuck Billy plays the greatest.
great air guitar.
He plays the
Solid air
greatest.
guitar.
Like yeah, you can't. Nobody plays the mic stand like Chuck Billy plays the mic
So
stand.
I think the thing with the big four is that it's
I would
these are
take
the
Chuck.
four
I
that
would
are.
check. Like my thing was like.
I mean, we can
I
talk
would
about,
always
we can talk
take-
about the Big
I would
Six
take-
too and Deathcore
I
too
would
right
take-
now.
I would not have anything to say about that.
I couldn't even tell you
Who
who
are the
that
big
is.
six?
Like
in
Mitch
Deathcore.
Lucker's already dead, so I don't give
So
a shit.
one of them is Attila. So
Oh, yeah.
Attila, Slaughtered Prevail, Lorna Shore, and I can't fucking tell you the rest.
Yeah,
of them.
that's my issue. Mitch Lucker's already dead, so
That
like
sounds
it's not the
terrible.
big six. I don't care.
That sounds terrible.
So
and Phil Bozeman's not involved. Like, what is this?
man, the
And,
Mitch,
and that's
the
the
Mitch
thing. Like
comment.
I don't like. I don't
Are
know.
you not a big fan of Where Suicide Silence is now?
Like
No,
we're,
not
like,
really.
We may be
Like,
a
they're-
weird band too, because like I don't like I said earlier. I don't like deathcore. Like I don't like breakdowns.
If you ever want to get rid of them, just start writing deathcore music.
Right, I don't
Nah, that's not
like
happening.
breakdowns and just playing chunky for the sake of being chunky. Like, I want guitar riffs. Like,
For me, if I want a breakdown, I listen to Hatebreed. Every song is a breakdown from the time it fucking starts until the time
Right.
it fucking ends.
I play in another band called Symptoms. We are fucking breakdowns. That's what we do. It's D-beat hardcore. We play punk rock riffs with breakdowns. I like this because we actually use guitars more than frets 1 through 5.
Oh, you mean you don't all just write 1, 1, 1, 3, 5?
Kevin-
Kevin,
not
Kevin,
binary
tell him where the
code.
money is.
There ain't no money past 5th fret, but
That's right.
but no, like in this band, like I mean, this fucking like I like as a musician, I like playing with people that are better than me, and it makes you play better. This motherfucker makes me play stuff that when we first started playing, like after the first time I came out, I was like, "There's no way these guys are gonna ask me to play in their band." And he and I sat down and started playing, and he was like, "You want to play the band?" I'm like, "All right, bet, I'll do it." But like, it's always that thing. Like, as a musician, there's that I want to get better, and that's what we were talking about earlier with where do we want to go with the next album, and it's that we want to keep pushing ourselves. Like, I don't want to be in this hole of like deathcore or that where we're like slamming brutal death. Like we both, like we've talked about it before. We both own 8 strings, you know, like. But we're like, if we're gonna break out 8 strings, we want to play the 8 strings. Like, there's no reason to play an 8 string and play the bottom 2 notes. You're playing the same thing, just lower.
You're just playing
You know,
basic
like,
notes at that
and
point.
there's like a lot of bands, like locally, like geographically, etc. That they're like, oh, we're heavy because we play 8 strings. You're not heavy because you play 8 strings. You're low because you play 8 strings.
That is tuned in 8 standard, and I think it
Yeah.
sounds fucking perfect there.
But that's like the thing, like this stuff is in drop 8, but like we could play it wherever. Like we could play it in drop A, we could play it in different things.
You can play
like,
these songs on 6 strings, and it would sound just as heavy for sure.
Like I don't want to play like we don't want to get into this juxtaposition of bands nowadays that are like we're low, so that means we're heavy. No, that doesn't mean you're heavy.
I honestly, what makes you guys heavy, I think, really is
It's
the
the
catchiness
riffs.
and overall.
It's like, and that's the thing I think we bring is riffs.
Personally, what I compare, so I think it is, it's the
Yeah.
That fucking riff is almost directly on par with Creator's Satan is Real.
Yeah, like that's
and
the thing.
I fucking love those catchy.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I can't get behind. Why I'm not a huge fan of Megadeth. Metallica is just like, okay, yeah, you can downpick real fast.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking cool, and Kirk is awesome. But
Without the wah pedal.
yeah. But like, there's a certain tone.
Metallic wah.
There's a certain tone in back to the Anthrax thing that I think Anthrax has.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
lot of,
Yeah.
Like Anthrax is chuggy, but I can't see dethroning them from the Big Four for Testament. That would no. Testament is good, but no, that's.
See it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Dope.
Get fucked,
But
Kevin.
the Big Four is not about quality because Megadeth definitely wouldn't be.
No,
there.
yeah,
Oh,
like if you want
absolutely.
to, yeah,
Fire.
exactly. If you want to
It was
quality,
historical, like in terms of historical significance. Anthrax was actually very early to the scene. They brought the punk aspect of
yeah,
it.
Anthrax is more of that
Weirdly.
punk. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Anthrax is more of that punk, underground.
Almost like the British, like
Yeah,
almost like the
yeah,
heavy
putting
metal
that in-
vibes.
Bringing
in there, where it's
yeah,
like-
I mean they had the old school heavy metal, but then like bringing like SOD into things.
Yeah.
and, like
But, like,
and
it's
also
kinda
like
like-
straight up
They go
like,
hand in hand.
Yeah.
and like
those
Scott
bands.
Ian's fucking guitar tone was heavy as shit for like the era that it was coming out.
But
so, like,
clean at the
also,
same time.
yeah.
It's
they
so
they
good.
were the first, objectively the first rap metal project, right?
With
like,
Run DMC.
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, that's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
So yeah, but just very ahead of the curve on like a number of things.
You know where I put
That's not really
Anthrax thinking
quality.
about it now? I would put them on par with Municipal Waste. They're party thrash.
They're in that vein.
They have
Yeah.
more historic
Or
value.
they have humor
Who
involved
is
in their
also
music where
Municipal
like,
Waste, but weird.
Ruby ran away. No.
Yeah,
Or would
I
they
mean,
be Iron Reagan?
I wouldn't put them. So I wouldn't put them. I wouldn't put them with Municipal Waste, but like, they had an element
You're like,
of
but
humor
maybe
that
Iron Reagan.
wasn't with like a lot of the other big like Slayer does not have a sense of humor. Metallica does not have a sense of humor.
Oh, absolutely.
Megadeth does kind of,
but it's
like
because
it
they got
wasn't
kicked
good.
out of Metallica.
What do you mean?
Like I
I don't
said.
support the system.
I saw Dave beg for that
Hello,
album. I
it's me
can't.
again.
I can't.
It was the worst possible way that they had a sense of humor.
Gives me a migraine headache.
I mean,
Talking to
Carl
you
has not
again.
yet been caught online beating his shit to an underage woman.
That's because you're a death metal band, not a deathcore band. Don't
I was
cross
about to make a comment,
genres.
then you put the little
Yeah, I
twist in the
sprinkled
end.
that in.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I said yet.
Yes.
I said yet.
I caught most of the band already, like in the studio or wherever, like at least half the band's been caught with porn on their phone. Let's just put it like that,
We don't like to like.
What are you doing? We're practicing. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was in the studio with with Cole at one point. I was like, for something, I was like, let me see your phone, and as soon as you hit like Chrome, it's the first thing that pops up.
How about Ryan?
I'll pop that in there. I used to play with the original drummer. I've known him for so long. I would go on his MacBook because we used to record on his MacBook. I'll go through his internet history, Safari history, and he would be on like no, his thing was footfetishtube.com.
Oh my
My God.
Fucking people just
like-
not know about incognito. Like, people just forget that's a
But
thing.
the look on someone's face when you're playing the video and they know what that video sounds like, and you're blasted through the PA system. It's just, oh.
Carl was like, "You were looking at porn on our," and I was like, "Yeah, I was."
He was doing all the Gmail, the band Gmail. I was like,
I'm old.
Jesus
I don't know any
Christ.
better.
Alright, we can shoot the shit more. We gotta end this episode. You guys officially get the second place crown for the second longest episode we've had.
Some bullshit.
The longest episode is 5 hours. If you want to rerun, we can make that work.
Well,
down
our
there.
parking is good for 72
Yeah,
hours.
we got 72 hours.
go.
So bet, yeah.
But if
Dude,
you guys,
we'll sit here to relitigate the Big Four all fucking
Yeah,
night.
it's still Testament. Not
it's gonna get
fucking-
it's gonna
yeah.
get real granular, dark like Dark Angel's gonna make an appearance in there.
Dude, fucking Death Angel,
Yeah.
like,
Oh
shit, you guys were talking about the creator show, and I'm
Sorry.
like, I want to see fucking Death
You
Angel.
told me son.
Oh, shit, it's
No,
sinking.
Yeah.
It's
let's
sinking.
get in
This
there.
is
Lucas,
what
help.
happens when you let non-music people touch a mic stand.
Help,
Alright, we're gonna
Lucas,
close
help.
this episode out. Humanity Decayed. Thank you guys so fucking much
Thank
for joining
you.
us. Fucking sight unseen, you have no idea who the fuck we are. We have no idea who you are. If you're in the local area, meet us up at Love Drafts this coming Friday as we
Yeah,
hang out with
most
Humanity
definitely.
Decayed. With
Appreciate
the headliner being the fucking Mighty Ingested.
Fixed it.
It's
Y'all
gonna
owe
be
me
a fucking
money.
Awesome show, guys. Do you want to close out with anything besides come suck your penis at Love Drafts?
Now, we appreciate everybody. Come and check us out. Somebody just dropped acid, sounded nice, but like,
Yo, it was moist.
yeah, that sounded gross, but like, yeah, come and check us out. Like, if you like what you hear, share us to your friends. That's like the biggest thing. Like as a band, that's like the biggest compliment we can get. If you share us out and say, check this band out, they're dope. That's a big compliment to us, and we appreciate everybody that comes out and checks us out and listens to us. And next week, that show with Injustice is gonna be fucking dope. We're super psyched to play that. You know, show you guys what we have. Brooke learning this shit, coming in on vocals, gonna play on the bass. Super excited about all
He'd be
that.
living in music cram school.
I'm trying this one.
Yeah, cram school, like
Cram after finals.
what you hear on the EP is decent. What we're about to release to you guys this week
Aria.
is definitely different.
I don't like him at all.
I love dogs. This is gonna be heavy as shit, and I think like we're ready to take this to the next level.
Anthrax is the big four.
It's the big